We've got to be smart. We've got to take and play our type of football. Can't turn the ball over. We've got to get after them. We got to fly to the football, and we got to go out and have some fun.
No more talking. Let's have some fun out there and play like it's your last game ever, man. Have some fun out there and dominate like I know you can, man. Let's go now.
Let's go. We need everybody. We need everybody now. Colonials on 3. 1, 2, 3. Colonials!
The sights and sounds of football as only the UFL can bring you. It's a perfect autumn afternoon here in Hartford, Connecticut, as the Florida Tuskers travel north to take on the Hartford Colonials. Andre Dixon leads the Colonials' powerful ground attack and entered the weekend as the league's leading rusher. Quarterback Josh McCown is the UFL's top passer with 5 touchdowns and no interceptions in 2 games, heading up their big play offense. How can the Tuskers stop the Colonials? They'll rely on their stout, hard-hitting defense. The Florida Tuskers, the Hartford Colonials, are up next on Versus. Undefeated no more. Last night in the United Football League, Las Vegas knocking off Omaha 22-10, tightening things up even further here in the league. And today, if Hartford can get a win, we'll have a 3-way tie for first. Hi, everybody, with Doug Flutie, Craig Minervini. Welcome to Week 4 in the UFL. The question for Florida, will the real Tuskers please stand up? They've had 2 tough losses, blown leads in the 4th quarter, losing in the final moments. Today, to get back to 500, they're going to have to find some answers for that.
And I think the answer starts with running the football. They've got to improve in the running game. Brooks Bollinger is an excellent play action passer, and that's where the big plays come. So they need to run the football. They've made some changes in the offensive line to help make that happen. Dominic Rhodes is establishing himself as the premier back in this backfield. He only averages 3.4 carry. They've got to do a better job in short yardage as well, picking up first downs.
As for Hartford, Doug, they haven't played in a couple of weeks. They come off an excruciating loss of their own, losing in the final seconds to Jeff Garcia in Omaha. They do have a big play offense led by a terrific quarterback in the veteran Josh McCown.
Josh has stepped in and taken control of this offense. He's over 72%. He's 72% completions, making big plays left and right. Has an 80-yard touchdown pass, a 59-yarder, a 35-yarder. 4 of their 6 touchdown drives have come on 5 plays or less. He's got Cherry on one side, Carter on the other side, making the plays down the field, speed to burn, as well as Booker coming out of the backfield.
They are exciting to watch. We'll see if Florida can hang with them. But their quarterback story, Doug, as you know, has a twist. It's not all about McCown. For more on that, let's go to our Damon Hack with Colonials head coach Chris Palmer.
Coach, you're the only coach in the league who actually rotates quarterbacks. Talk about your philosophy playing both Josh McCown and Ryan Perilou.
Well, we want to give both guys a chance. You know, having coached in the NFL, the second-string quarterback never gets a chance to get into the game, and he prepares all week, and at the end of the game, he doesn't have a dirty uniform. We wanted him to be in a situation where he got in, got some plays, his preparation will be good, and I think it's good for the league, and I think it's good for our quarterbacks.
Coach, talk about your running back, Andre Dixon's kind of a local kid, played football here at UConn, the Huskies. What has he brought to your offense this year?
Oh, he brings a toughness. You know, he runs between the tackles very, very well. We have 3 real good running backs, and all 3 will play tonight.
Great. Thanks for your time, Coach.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too.
Damon, we're set for the opening kickoff. We'll have it for you next from beautiful Hartford, Connecticut.
We don't talk about it. We put our hard hats on every day and we smack.
We're going to get it. Tuskers going to win, baby. Let's get it.
The United Football League on Versus is presented by Men's Warehouse, the official men's retail clothing store of the United Football League. Men's Warehouse. By AOL Fan House. For more information on the United Football League, go to fanhouse.com. And by Progressive Insurance, making it easy to shop for car insurance. And welcome back to Rentschler Field here in Connecticut. Working the Tuskers sidelines today, former Tampa Bay Super Bowl winning linebacker Ryan Neese. Ryan?
I'm here with special teams coach Al Roberts. Coach Roberts, how can special teams be a difference maker today?
Well, our desire today is to put the ball as close to the goal line as we can for the offense and far away from it for defense. And we're going to push the ball hard as we can. We're looking for number 50, Tony Taylor, to do an outstanding job. Nate Sally, number 22, and Huey Whitaker. We expect those guys to have great games because they are a big part of our cover teams and return teams today.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it. Good luck today. Special teams is definitely going to be a key to the win today.
Our sideline report brought to you by AOL Fanhouse. For more information on the UFL, go to fanhouse.com. Splendid afternoon here in Doug Flutie's New England home.
In my backyard. It's a beautiful day for football.
66 degrees, a wind that could be a factor, blowing from right to left. Hartford winning the toss and electing to receive. Nick Novak, but a good kicker so far. He's at 5 out of 8 in field goals so far for Florida. And Jared Lawson will be back to return for Hartford. Hartford coming in at 1-1. It's been a while. They haven't played in a couple of weeks. Feels like a month for Hartford.
Boy, and their last one was a last-second loss to Omaha, so they haven't won a game since the first week of the season. It's been a while. They want to get that taste back in their mouth and actually get out here and hit somebody.
Florida traveling for the third time in 4, but did not have to change their watches at least this time.
Or stop for gas on the way. Wasn't a long flight.
They had gone to Sacramento, Las Vegas. They had a good week. They say they're rested and ready, and it's a big one for them. They don't want to put a 3 in the L column here in this 8-game league.
Absolutely, and the thing for them is they want to get back to having fun on the field. You can feel it in there, talking to the players and coaches. They're feeling the weight of 2 consecutive losses on their shoulders.
Tuskers got to the championship game last year, but lost to Las Vegas after going 6-0 in regulation. They won their first game this year. Hartford has beaten Sacramento, lost to Omaha, and here we go. Lawson, oh my goodness, right at the 3. He could have let it go out, and it's a bad start for the Colonials. And here he is, Josh McCown. He's off to just the opposite, a terrific start so far. He was the UFL Offensive Player of the Week in Week 1 with the 3 touchdowns, and he's been spreading the ball all over the field.
You know, you see him up there at 72%. You think, okay, he dinks and dunks and nickels and dimes you, but he's been making big plays left and right. That's a quarterback rating of 146, which is out of the sky. 5 touchdowns to no picks. Fantastic job protecting the football, and he's got the running backs behind him to get it done there too. Andre Dixon is the guy between the tackles. Lorenzo Booker, a little more flash to him outside and catching the ball out of the backfield.
Hartford leading the league in rushing, though they did struggle last week, or 2 weeks ago, last game against Omaha. And McCown passing right away, and he finds a man in Tyson DeVree, the tight end, right off the bat, throwing from the end zone. Here's our Men's Warehouse starting lineups. The official men's retail clothing store of the UFL. Men's Warehouse, you're going to like the way you look.
Wait till we get outside the 20.
Offensive line for the Hartford Colonials. Isaac Sewell's moved over to the right tackle spot, getting the start here. That was a late change for Hartford. They've got a good backfield. Dixon, top rusher. Swap is a good fullback. White, a tall receiver at 6'7". And up the middle, and a gain close to first down yardage on the play by Andre Dixon. Here's the Florida defensive line. Scott, Boykin, Save, Clairmont is in for Chikura, who's normally the starter, but will play a little bit on 3rd down. Excellent linebacking core led by Tim McGargle back in there. He's a veteran out of Northwestern and a leader. And there you see Castile, Vanette, Jones, and Carter will be the secondary. As you look at McGargle out of Northwestern, he was hit a few weeks ago, had a concussion, missed last week, and they are happy to have him back. Here's Davis.
Okay.
Little wildcat.
Dixon, beg your pardon?
Wildcat formation there.
Dixon, the ball carrier, 2-yard gain.
So out of the Wildcat, little wrinkle from Hartford right off the bat.
We saw a little of that in the practice the other day. They hadn't shown it up to this date so far, so that's a little surprise for the defense to adjust to early on.
Hey, 52.
Dixon in the backfield, DeVree off wide to the left, Twins to the right for Josh McCown. Little quick step, throws complete over the middle. Ronnie Gent is the tight end. 6'2", 250. Gain of 4 in the play. Simeon Castile made the stop.
You can see right away that Chris Palmer has a lot of confidence in his quarterback. Backed up on his own goal line, came out on the first play throwing the ball, and now again on a little what we call Y stick, a little 3 to 6 yard out, breaks out, nice conservative completion. You know, you're deep in your own end. Just be a little careful with the ball. Put yourself in good down and distance.
One thing Chris Palmer talked to us about, Doug, was the completion percentage and getting McCown's numbers up from where they were at the NFL level when they were around, what, 57%?
57%, he said.
That's not a number he likes. Step toe is in motion and goes back to the left. McCown passing. Step toe reach for it, incomplete. Covered on the play by Kewan Ratliff, but there's a flag down.
Boy, Ratliff did a nice job of squeezing that one out and making it a tough throw.
15-yard penalty, first down.
Should have been off the field defensively. Would get a late hit on the quarterback. That's killer.
Colonials have been scored. They scored one time on their opening drives. Touchdown against Omaha. That was their last game 2 weeks ago. And went 6 plays against Sacramento, but wound up losing it on down.
Even the Sacramento situation where you get 6 plays, a first down or so, get a little rhythm going. They've had success in their first drives.
Here's Dixon again, running left tackle for just a couple of yards.
Good job, guys.
McKinley Boykin in on the stop, gain of 3.
Jerome Carter came flying down from his safety position to help out on this tackle. Sticks his nose right in there. That's Carter. That's a safety. The weak side safety coming down, rotating down. They're going to try to get him down in the formation a little bit on the weak side to help in the run game to create an 8-man front. And he's a hitter. He's a downhill safety. Both safeties lined up very tight on that last play.
Single setback again is Andre Dixon. Little play action. Here's McCown. Completion to DeVries. Stopped right at the 40-yard line. A little slow to get up. Like Simeon Castile jumped up and made the play.
Again, they rotated Carter down weak side, stick him up in the front, and they're making no bones about it. We got to stop the run. Here comes.
And Castile is still down.
That's Castile.
Yeah, he's been a terrific player. In for a guy who they lost, and veteran Fakir Brown, who has a neck injury and is out for the year and is a potential career ender for the veteran Brown out this week.
Comes down, stays low, takes a shoulder. That's a big tight end now. You're taking it on that shoulder. Might have gotten kicked in the head even. But Castile, shoot, he leads the league with 2 interceptions so far. He's done an outstanding job. They feel confident in him stepping into the starting role. A lot of confidence in this young man. Looks all right.
So 3rd down and 4 for the Colonials.
Yes, they're staying in good down and distance. I mean, they haven't had a negative play so far. Guess DeVries went down on the same play. Tyson was the man who caught the ball on that play.
And he only has a 50-pound weight advantage on Castile. That's Tyson DeVries out of Colorado. So a big 3rd and 4 here.
Hey, giant right, 52.
Excellent height, near side. That's Marquis White. He's 6'7". McCown. Some room to run. He's got the first down and more. Sliding to the 45 of the Tuskers for a gain of 14. Nice decision by the veteran quarterback.
With Chikora coming around the edge. He's back in on passing situations. Good rush. Gets around the corner. Can't quite get there. Nice job of stepping up by McCown. The reason this opened up was Odell Thurman bracketed Booker out of the backfield. He went over and double covered the back on an option route. Left no one in the middle of the field. And nice job reacting and just stepping up through the window and getting a good gain.
Reed, 59.
Lorenzo Booker jumped in the backfield. He's to the left of McCown. Good opening drive here for the Colonials. McCown, wide open, complete to Patrick Carter. And Carter gets inside the 27 to the 26 of Florida for a gain of 19. Hernandez Jones made the stop from his safety position.
Carter's in the slot right here, and this is McGargle, the middle linebacker, walking out to cover him. So you see this matchup, I'm going there all day. Sure enough, nice timing, nice little catch on the back shoulder and a positive gain. Good reaction to seeing your matchups.
The fullback is out there in front of Dixon, former UConn star. He's got the ball and a little room to run. Across the 20. Tackled by Odell Thurman on the play. Gain of 7. Let's go down to Ryan.
Hey guys, Castillo banged up his shoulder a little bit. He got a little stinger, but he's going to return to the game. They're already thin at corner and in the secondary, so it's important for him to get back into this game.
10th play of the drive for Hartford. 2nd and 4. Near side pass. Nice job there by Steptoe, who steps aside and gets all the way down to the 3-yard line. Cindric Steptoe made a great play. Odell Thurman finally knocked him out, but another good gainer for the Colonials of 17 yards.
Just a reaction off the ball. Boom, take this, get the ball in his hands. Ratliff tries to hit him. Fans. Steptoe, they told us, is a guy that works well out of the slot. Great after the catch. That's pretty obvious. A punt return type guy. He just get the ball in his hands and let him do the work.
Workman-like drive here for the Colonials. McCown is 5 for 5 on the drive. Here's Dixon smelling the end zone, but he can't get there because Thurman jumped up, hit him first, and led the charge for the Tuskers. Tuskers' red zone D has been outstanding, Doug. 13 drives inside the 20. They've allowed 7 touchdowns. That 54% is the best in the league.
I'll tell you, they do a solid job down here, but there's only been 4 rushing touchdowns in the league so far this year, so it's been difficult in this league to run the ball into the end zone. See if they force them to end up going play action.
Dixon again, fumbled the ball right near the goal line.
Okay, off, you out, you out, you out.
Hartford pointing in their direction.
Get back. Okay. Okay.
You know, I almost said something on the last play when he reached out at the end of the run, trying to reach for that goal line. Hartford gets the ball back. Very fortunate. You know, you protect the ball for 99 yards of the field. That's Odell Thurman. I'll tell you what, Odell makes big plays. He knocks the ball loose. He's got an interception to his credit. He's just all over the field. He knows this is a desperate situation. I'm going to slap the ball with my left arm and try to make a big hit. Sure enough, the ball pops out. But again, you get down near the 1-yard line, protect the football.
So 3rd down here and goal at the 1.
I saw the hash, man. Mistake.
Carter out wide to the left.
He's doing it, he's doing it, he's doing it.
They like the empty backfield, Doug.
That opens it up for quarterback sneaks. I would have left the back out of there. You had 2 gaps open on the sneak.
Now he's over there, and that's Kevin Jones throwing right side, and is he in? No, he's out of bounds. He went in the direction. That was Marquis White.
They go to the height, lay it up, but he leads his receiver out of bounds. McCown put a little too much on this. Actually had a free rusher right in his face, and the ball had to go. Boom, the ball had to go.
Okay, guys, clear that snapper.
And the right foot never got down.
Clear that snapper.
So Taylor Melhoff comes on for a 19-yard attempt. He's 4 for 4 in field goals this year, but missed a big point after against Omaha. Left-footed kicker up good.
What a big stick by Odell Thurman. That 2nd down run play looked like it was walking in the end zone. He comes up with a big stick, forces him to throw, incomplete.
Impressive 95-yard drive, and Hartford has the lead 3-0. Welcome back. Gorgeous day here in Hartford, and the Colonials are not rusty at all as they have been off for a couple of weeks. They marched down the field, certainly with the chance to get a touchdown there. A little frustrating to only come up with 3, but considering they made the mistake on the opening kickoff, a good start for the Colonials, a 14-play drive.
They started backed up, but that didn't matter to them. Very efficient drive, running and throwing, high completion percentage, walking it down the field, just couldn't stick it in the end zone, which was huge for Florida.
Taylor Melhoff will kick off. It's a short one. Dominic Rhodes doesn't even get a chance to get to it. And at the 20, look out. 21-yard line. Tuskers a little slow to react to that ball. They were waiting for Rhodes to come up, but that's into the wind we mentioned. And it only went to about the 20 or so. Unfortunately for Florida, they were able to get the ball.
I was hanging out with the entire kicker union. They said the wind blows the ball all over the place going that direction.
There's Brooks Bollinger. 4 touchdowns so far, couple of interceptions. He leads the league in yardage at 832, but even though he spread around, he had 10 different receivers last week. You got the feeling that he wants to do a little more this week and really lead his team to an efficient offense, better red zone offense, and get some points.
5-1.
Bollinger right away, handing off. And that is
Okay.
Rhodes there across the 25 to the 27. Cason, beg your pardon, across the 27. Avion Cason getting the run. He's a good one. As you look at the offensive line, Seth Wan is establishing the left tackle, but the switch there is on right tackle this week. Nashawn Goddard gets the start. Backs and receivers. Our Men's Warehouse.
Mike 5-1.
Starting lineups, the official men's retail clothing store of the UFL. Men's Warehouse, you're going to like the way you look. Bollinger looking to pass for the first time in the game. Off the hands, incomplete. Intended for Cortez Hankton. His leading receiver. Flag is down.
Boy, that's Ryan Palmer in the coverage. He was right there. I really wasn't sure if he got there early or not. It looked like great coverage.
Defense number 20. That's a first down at the spot of the foul. Correction number 23.
Take a peek and see if he got there a little early. Here he is at the top of the screen, breaking on the ball. That's one of those you kind of let go. His left hand might have been on the back, but I don't think there was major contact going on.
Hey, go to 91.
Penalty aside so far. Penalty aided the Colonials drive on their first possession. In motion is Galen Stone. Bollinger to pass again. As a rush goes, he's got a receiver dropped by Stone. Had it for a moment and then drops it. Here's a look at the Tuskers defense for this game. Spicer, Ogabasi, the Hartford defense, big part. Ogabasi, Seawright Fountain, some big fellas up front, especially Seawright. He's at 321 pounds on the defensive tackle right side. The linebackers, the leader is the guy in the middle, Franz Joseph.
5-1.
Out of Florida Atlantic, gets some NFL time with Oakland, the DBs. Ryan Glasper's the local guy, went to Boston College. Doug told me to say that.
Attaboy.
There's Cason. Across the 35. The Tuskers offense has got to get the rush going. Cason in particular, last 2 weeks, Doug, he had 15 carries, 16 yards.
Well, the first play they came out run power O, which is a power play to the right side, and they blasted it wide open, had a nice run. There, they had a run. If he had bounced and stayed off tackle to the outside, he wound up cutting that one back. So it looks like the offensive line is getting some movement right now, which is very encouraging for Florida.
We thought Rhodes might get the bulk of the carries, but early on here, it's been Cason who's been very good, especially out of the backfield. 3rd and 6. Bollinger, quick pass, complete, over the middle. That's Posiak there. A little short, though, of where he wanted to get. Gain of 4 and another struggle on the opening drive. He's a couple of yards shy and a frustrating finish to that drive for Brooks Bollinger and company. As you see, they have not done well on the starts. Only 3 points, and now that's 4 games.
Yeah, they moved the ball a little bit there, but they have no points to show for their opening drives. And there, I think it was just a matter, that was a way too short a route to run on 3rd and 6.
Ken Parrish punting. Leads the league with an average near 44 punts a game. Got the win with him, too. Cindric Steptoe will get it. He fumbled the ball. And it looks like Florida may have recovered. Yes, they did. And it was Huey Whitaker, their wide receiver and special teams guru. After that 40-yard punt, big turnover there. And the special teams causing it for Florida.
Little bobble on the ball, contacts made. That's Vanette getting there and Whitaker getting the ball. Exactly what we were told by Coach Roberts, special teams coach. These are the 2 guys that make plays for us on special team. There's Vanette knocking it loose and Whitaker coming up with it.
So all the frustration that Brooks Bollinger may have had from just not starting the way he wanted, guess what? Now he gets to start at the 18-yard line of Hartford. Rhodes is now in the backfield. Posiak's in motion to the left. Rhodes right tackle run down to the 15.
Okay.
A gain of 3.
Talking with Coach Jay Gruden yesterday about the run game, he said we're going to get a little more north and south on these guys. We got to get back to power running. No more of these stretch plays. You know, we still have it in the offense. We can run it, but we want to be more physical and downhill with these guys.
They do have 7 touchdowns in 10 trips into the red zone. That's a good number, but it doesn't feel like it when you talk to the guys. They feel like their offense is frustrating a little bit. Wiggins there on the catch. I don't know, about the 12, maybe 11-yard line. Jermaine Wiggins, the big 6'2", 270-pound tight end, a gain of 4, bring up a 3rd and short.
It's my East Boston buddy, Jermaine. He still can get it done. He still creates separation. And you know, Brooks kind of shakes it. I don't know how he does it. He still gets separation. He's a crafty old vet, but we're used to setting a very high standard for this Florida offense after watching them last year. Big 3rd down conversion again. They've struggled in 3rd
and this in 3rd and short in particular. As you mentioned in the open, they're 1 for 8, 3rd and short. Bollinger's going to pass. Lofting, incomplete. And I'm not sure if it was Gessner, the intended receiver, but he went in and the ball seemed to go out.
Well, Gessner kind of got hung up with Price, and they were working their route, kind of bumped into each other, throws the whole timing of the route off.
So as they set up for a field goal, let's go down to Ryan.
I'm here with Whitaker. Whitaker, you made a great play on that recovery of the fumble. What did you see out there on that punt recovery?
It's basically bobbled the ball. It came out, and God is good, you know. And it fell right in my hands. It's recovered it, and let's play another play.
Keep up the good work.
Appreciate it, man.
Nick Novak from 29. On the way, and good. We've got a tie game. The field goal attempt brought to you by Men's Warehouse. Men's Warehouse, you're going to like the way you look. So some big 3rd down stops at either end, and we are 3-3 early on here in Hartford. Welcome back. Miss Connecticut has joined us here at the UFL in Hartford. She must have heard that you were doing the game, Doug.
She's rocking out there a little bit. She's for the Miss America pageant.
The Harley guys are here, though. Good crowd. A beautiful day here in Hartford. Off the kick, spinning back again is Jared Lawson, trying to gain some yards. Did get over the 20-yard line. Return of 21 yards. The stop made by Odell Thurman is off to a big start so far, 52. So Hartford will go back to the offense. They scored their first possession. It's 3-3, 2:56 to go in the first.
What are you doing with your eyes on that now? It could be because you're looking there, you're bringing the double to it.
No, I went right down. That's how I saw it. Because I went right down the middle.
Okay, they went right to it.
I wasn't even thinking.
Okay, no, that's.
But I felt the robber go double him, so I just took off.
It's Chris Palmer trying to explain to Josh why it was covered, and Josh saying, no, no, no. He went right there and doubled the back coming out of the backfield. That's why the middle was already open. That's a coach saying he should have been open.
He likes him looking down the middle. We'll get to that in a moment, Doug, on why he wants his quarterback looking down the middle of the field. Nearly lost the snap, grabs it, and gives it to Booker, who's flying to the right. He's spinning, he's moving. Up in the end zone, Booker, go! What a run across the 45-yard line, gain of 23.
Boy, he has some shake to him. Great wheels, exceptional. It's well blocked at the point of attack, steps up through, finds a little crease and bounces out of there, and he's got a little shake and shimmy to him. And that's, again, Odell Thurman running from behind. On the kickoff, Odell had a shot, lost the tackles, got off the ground, and got involved again. He is all over the field, chasing 20 yards downfield.
Sixth first down already for the Hartford Colonials. There's Booker. He can catch it, too, out of the backfield. McCown looking in his direction, throws a little shy of Booker. And incomplete. Talk about looking down the middle of the field, what Palmer talked with us about.
Well, two things happen when you do that. One, you're reading the safeties for your coverage read automatically, so your eyes should be in the middle of the field. Secondly, you're not giving anything away when you do that. And that's what Chris Palmer was worried about. Were his eyes down the middle or were they to the right? If they were to the right, he brought the double team to the back. But Josh said, no, I had my eyes in the middle of the field. And that way you keep everybody on the defensive side honest.
Otherwise, those guys start to jump.
Well, they can read your eyes, jump a route, double team, sit on a route, meaning not give as much ground. When you look away from someone, there's a tendency for
155, 155, please.
John Bible is the ref.
Craig, it's interesting down here on the sideline. Running backs coach Michael Jenkins had Andre Dixon pull him aside after that fumble and basically said, when you're between the tackles near the goal line, drive your feet and hold on to the football. When you're outside the tackles, you can reach for the goal line. But when you're inside the tackles, you have to protect that football.
McBride and Steptoe are wide to the left. Again, it's Booker in the backfield for Josh McCown, most efficient guy in the league. He has Steptoe. Complete into Tusker territory for a gain of 11. Darius Vanette, the 5'9" right cornerback, made the stop.
Boy, Steptoe has a great feel for those slot routes. He sits it down between two defenders, hooks it up in the open window. It's really a quarterback's dream when a guy in the slot understands coverage and knows where to be. It just makes life so easy on a quarterback. It was a nice little rhythm pass for Josh.
And at least in Steptoe, he's got somebody his own size at 5'9". You don't say that much when you look at the Hartford receivers. White is 6'7". Carter is 6'3". And White's off to the left. Pass just eluding as he threw to the right. The fullback Asaph Schwab, and incomplete on the first down play. Simeon Castillo defending.
Castillo eyed that route. It looked like the fullback was going to be wide open in the flat. And Castillo was just kind of lurking in the weeds there, ready to break on it. And all of a sudden, Josh saw him and threw it low and away.
There's Ryan Perilou. We'll see him probably in the next series. As Coach Palmer likes to go 2 series with McCown, and then he'll bring Perilou for a series. And usually he'll get 15, 18 plays or so. And McCown will be over 40 in a game.
23.
Third and short, second rather, and here's Dixon running down to the about 40-yard line, and a gain of 2.
Well, Florida is committing to stopping the run. They are definitely first and second down, getting an 8-man box, getting up in there, and the safety's making no bones about it. He's down there early, which should lend itself to some first and second down passing for Hartford.
76 Phantom.
They give him 1 officially, so it's 3rd down and 9 for Hartford. 1 for 2 on 3rd down so far. McCown passing, complete to DeVry, but good coverage, stepping up Jerome Carter from his safety spot.
Great call defensively. Bresnahan on 3rd and long brings a blitz off the edge to shut it down and make the ball come out early. Short route, has to break off hot. Josh has to get it out of his hand, come up, make the tackle, force a punt or potential long field goal.
That'll wrap up the first quarter. Long drive to start it off for Hartford, but they had to settle for 3, and then a big turnover, but Florida had to settle for 3. That's the story of the first quarter so far here in Hartford. Welcome back here to Hartford. It's 3-3, and with 1 second to go in the first quarter, Jay Gruden, the head coach for Florida, called a timeout. Ryan?
Coach Gruden made a very smart decision right there to call a timeout, forcing the Colonials to have to kick into the wind. He knew they were going to try to go for the field goal, but because the wind's blowing in, now they're forced to punt. That was a very smart decision for him to call that timeout at that particular moment.
And it would have been about a 55, 56-yard field goal attempt. Instead, Jai Bond is on to punt. Tuskers going to let it go, and it is down inside the 5-yard line. Nicely done. Collins made the play on special teams. And now Guess what? It's the end of the first quarter. Couple of field goals on the board. 19-yarder for Melhoff, 29-yarder for Novak, 3-3. We're 15 minutes in. The United Football League on Versus is presented by Conagra Foods, maker of the food you love, and by Rydell. Welcome back to Hartford, Connecticut. This franchise was in New York, played the New York Sentinels last year. It was a disastrous start in the initial premier UFL season. They were 0-6. They've moved here, and they've played much better. And here today, a windy day at home in front of a nice crowd at Rentschler Field.
Yeah, it's a good 10 to 15 yard on field goals win. That'll take off 5 to 10 one way and gain 5 to 10 the other. It slipped out.
It slipped out, but Rhodes caught it. And he's going to gain some yardage out of it. He was in a good spot. He got probably up to the 9-yard line.
Great. That's a new way to run the Statue of Liberty play. Brooks lets the ball slip out of his hands, and Rhodes will just catch it on the fly. This is a fumble all the way. It slips out on the way back. Rhodes very alertly grabs it up through. Actually, it did look like it were run blocking it for that anyway. It was going to be a pump fake and a handoff, I believe.
Not quite that way, though, right? Second and 6. Rhodes again. Eluded one tackler. Flag is thrown. He got around the charging Derek Walker.
Walker came through clean. Rhodes, great job of in space.
Personal foul, face mask, 54 on the defense, 15-yard penalty from the dead ball spot, first down.
Making the first guy miss is so important as a tailback or any returner. Ends up, Julius Williams comes up and grabs a hold of the face mask after the fact. What could have been a 3-yard loss was a minimal gain and a 15-yard penalty.
They have 2 first downs, both by penalty so far.
Hey, yeah, 53.
Rhodes again. Cross the 30. Good gainer. Got to the 32-yard line. As first down play for 7 yards. Trey Battle made the stop. That's the kind of gain you want to get on first down.
Absolutely. They're doing a great job up front right now. Made a few changes in that offensive line that seem to be paying off. Goddard is over at right tackle now. Tucker's going to get a chance to play. They're really moving the line of scrimmage and blocking extremely well at the point of attack.
Yeah. Go.
Little pitch out to Rhodes. Got down to the 32. He was tripped up. Nice play by Maurice Fountain. And Franz Joseph also stepped up to make the tackle. Called a loss of 1 on the play.
Fountain is the guy in this defensive line that can make some things happen. I think most of their blitzes and pressures are based around getting him one-on-one.
Well, Florida has struggled on third down, especially on the 3rd and short, which says 3 yards or less.
And that's right where they're at again.
But in recent, they were 6 for 25 on third down overall in the last couple of weeks. 0 for 2 today. Rollinger, little draw, nicely done, but Kason still is stopped. Jumping up was Kenny Ingram, the linebacker, and he made a great stop.
Absolutely, a lot of space in the middle with a little pump fake looking up. Watch this open up. I mean, there looks like a lot of space. Ingram comes in, wraps up, and holds on to an elusive back in space. And that was only a 3rd and 3. He only gains a yard. It appeared like he was going to walk for the first down.
So there's Ken Parrish out of East Stroudsburg. 2-time Division II All-American, ready to punt to Cindric Steptoe. Now, who's the flag on? Because that's 3rd and 4.
I know we're a couple hundred yards away, but I thought it was on the defense.
Well, everybody on the Tuskers sideline agrees with you, and if so, it's a first down.
Yeah.
Sometimes the officials just can't believe that a defensive guy will jump on his own, so they start to question themselves.
Tuskers are pointing in that direction. And their offense is coming back on the field. That's a
Neutral zone
huge
infraction
penalty
on the defense. Defensive end. 5-yard penalty. Penalty yardage is good for a first down.
Wow.
Not sure you draw it up like this. Let's get our first down via the penalty.
That's our third down conversion right there.
And all by penalties.
Craig, it's remarkable. This Hartford Colonials team has been known for being very disciplined, making very few mistakes, but already we've seen a fumble at the goal line, we've seen a muffed punt, a 15-yard penalty, and now we're seeing a terrible offsides call on a punt. Just a terrible breakdown for this Colonial team that is usually very disciplined.
Only 9 guys returning, Doug. They played 2 games and had a week off. You think part of that is the factor that it's a little rusty?
I think the cold weather, not that it's cold, but it's the first time they're playing in a little chilly weather, that the ball's slipping out a little on the quarterback, on the punt return, on the fumble at the goal line. I think you got to be a little more careful with the football.
Rhodes got 8 yards. Battle stopped him. So again, a little second life here for the Tuskers offense.
Little point of attack. Yeah, Seth Wan doing a good job over on the left side right now. He's moved. Yeah, it's an attitude thing with offensive linemen. When they know you want to run the ball and you get some downhill aggressive runs, they get fired up about it.
Rhodes stopped. He was stopped by Franz Joseph, the middle linebacker, in his first year in the UFL. Had some time with Oakland and also in the CFL. No gain in the play.
Franz stepping up right in the middle here. Steps up, fills quickly, under control, explode into the runner. The short yardage has been a nemesis for Florida. They
5-3.
Here we go again, 3rd and 2.
Rhodes the single setback. Fullback Devlin's off to the left. He's blocked by Fountain, and he was looking in the direction of the fullback. And Fountain got that big arm up, 6'3", 268 out of Clemson. And he makes the defensive stop.
This is the only real way to defend a 3-step drop. The back's open in the flat. He's going to get the first down. Defensive lineman, when you feel a short set by that offensive tackle, you know it's 3-step. Get those hands up and deflect the ball. Get in the passing lane.
So again, a 4th and short. This time no flags down, and Parrish punting with the wind. Grabbed by Steptoe. He's up to the 25. Still eluding. And got up to the 34-yard line.
No, we chipped it.
Only brought down. Chaz Gessner made the stop. Return of 17 off the 40-yard punt from Ken Parrish. So Ryan Perillo will get his first chance to lead the charge here today. We'll have that in a moment. Back here in Hartford, it's 3-3, 10:03 to go here in the second quarter.
So you think you want to try to cover some punts? Darius Vanette's coming down. Ryan Palmer's fighting him, and here comes, boom! Gerard Lawson catches him sleeping. You know, you're busy fighting the other guy coming down the field, fighting to try to get there. It's not fair. A guy gets a running start at you. You're fighting Palmer already, and here comes Lawson with the blow-up shot.
So Josh McCown, first 2 series, is out, and he'll watch Ryan Perillo, 23 years of age, guy with a lot of talent. Chris Palmer, the head coach, glowing about Perillo, especially his terrific arm, sometimes too sharp. Little fumble in the backfield, and he regains possession as he was handing to Andre Dixon.
I'm telling you, it's just a little chill in the air. It's a beautiful day, don't get me wrong. The wind's blowing, it's a little chill in the air, and your hands get slick. And the ball just squirts right out. Nothing special going on there, just trying to hand the ball off. You got to be a little careful, get a little sweat going. I used to cheat, spray some stickum on my hands or wear gloves on these type of days. And then when the wind's blowing, it makes it worse.
So Andre Dixon off to the right. Couple of backs for Perillo. He'll pass for the first time. Goes over the middle. It's complete. That's Booker. He's dangerously open field. He's tackled at the 35. Stepping up was DeJuan Tribble to make the stop. Hey, need tickets for a UFL game in your area? Better hurry. Sacramento fans, your Mountain Lions host the Las Vegas Locos at Hornet Stadium in Sacramento Friday, October 15th at 8 o'clock Pacific time. And next Saturday, the Omaha Nighthawks come right here to Rentschler Field to meet the Hartford Colonials. That game is a 3 o'clock Eastern start. To purchase tickets today, visit www.football.com. And I hope they have as nice a day then as we do today. www.ufl-football.com again is your website address. Timeout for Florida. Come back with this 3rd and 9. It's still Florida and Hartford knotted at 3 in the second quarter.
The guys that's on the line need to get up on the line. Okay?
Okay.
Let them know they need to be up on the ball.
Okay. So what's the rule? The head has to hit what?
The head has to cross, has to break the plane of the center's waist.
Okay, all right.
They need to be up on the line.
Okay.
Well, in order to be considered on the line of scrimmage, that your head has to hit the center's waist, and the guys are cheating a step back to get a little more leverage on the pass, on the rush for the punts.
3rd down and 9 here for Perilou. Throwing, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Booker out of the backfield on that 3rd down. Odell Thurman again was there on the coverage, but they cannot connect on 3rd down. They'll have to punt.
Nice little option route by Booker coming out of the backfield. Created some good separation on a tough linebacker in Odell Thurman. Looked like Ryan didn't have his feet really set in that direction to deliver the ball on the target.
And you get a guy, he hasn't played in a couple of weeks. He's waiting to get going. Can't be easy that first series to get in the flow.
You had a ball slip out of his hand. You got to break a sweat and get into the mix a little bit.
Punt by Jai Bond. Kaysen calling for the fair catch. He muffed it. Regained control, though. Boy, maybe it is the slick ball.
It looks to me like, especially the kicking situations, the balls are brand new for the kickers, so they are slick.
So Florida will have it at the 21 and try to break the 3-3 tie when we come back to Rentschler Field in Hartford, Connecticut. Youngsters enjoying some Colonials football here. Their second home game in their UFL history. UFL Fantasy Pick'em powered by RotoHog. Award-winning fantasy sports. Play now for a chance to win tickets to the UFL Championship game. They're at the 21. Kaysen in the backfield of Brooks Bollinger's got 3 receivers out to the right. That's Posiak. Also Maurice Price has got the ball and room. Across the 30, that'll be a 1st down. Maurice Price, his first catch of the game, came in with 12, and it's a gain of 12.
Nice job by Hankton and Posiak getting blocks on a little flare screen, little, what do you call it, hitch screen to the receiver. 3 receivers set. You got Posiak at the point, making good contact, driving his man. Hankton getting his guy out of the way. Great little 1st down play.
5-3.
That's their first down that they earned. The other 3 came via the referee penalties. Play action, Bollinger. It's complete. Galen Stone into Colonials territory. He was banged hard in the play. Gain of 25 yards. Ben Hangula on the coverage.
Little play action fake up the seam. Stone with a big catch, but he also had the comeback on the outside to Hankton. A lot of creed. There was a zone coverage all the way, and there were a couple of receivers open on that play. Nice job delivering the ball. That's the play action game that works on 1st down when you've been running the ball well.
Russell to the left, Hankton to the right. And Kaysen in the backfield. And again, nothing going for Avion Kaysen from the rush. Franz Joseph and Jonas Seawright made the tackle, a gain of 1. Ryan?
Coach Roberts, you've seen a few of the guys muff some punts out there today. Yes. What's the difficulty? Why are the guys struggling catching the ball?
Well, going one direction to our right, it's a lifting, gusting wind, so it's moving the ball around and dropping it real quick. Going the other way, when it gusts or not gusts, it knocks it down even harder. So you saw one of our punts go straight to the ground, one of our punts go straight up. So we got to learn to play the wind and make sure that we are just satisfied with it. I mean, just that we work within those parameters of the of the play. But both corners are struggling with it. Both kickoff guys are struggling with it. So we're going to make the adjustment first, okay?
Perfect. Thank you very much, Coach.
Thank you.
Ben Hanula on the coverage, incomplete. Setting up third down.
It's a nice job coming up and over and knocking it down. Good protection for Brooks. Just excellent play on the ball. There wasn't much. There was not much space there to stick that one in.
You mentioned the third down issues. 6 for the last 25, last 2 games, 0 for 4 today. This one's 3rd and 9, and they're out of field goal range right now. Bollinger looking and lofting. Diving for it, but incomplete. Russell, flag is down. Ben Hanula again on the coverage.
Well, Hanula makes a great play on the one before, playing the ball in the air, knocking it down, and on this one, he didn't need to grab the receiver.
Pass interference, defense number 20. First down at the spot of the foul.
Russell runs what we call a pole route. It's a little, he runs an in route, sticks him, and then tries to run deep past the safety. And Hanula just decides to reach out and grab him because he gets scared. But actually, Brooks Bollinger put this ball up real early and had to guess a little bit and overthrew it a little bit to the inside, and he wasn't going to get to it anyway.
Russell made a team out of a tryout, about 700 people in Georgia, helping create that play. So it's 1st and goal from the 7. Bollinger throwing, nice play and incomplete. Upset a bit, though, is Simone Lawrence, who thought he should have had an interception on the play.
Lawrence felt he should have gone the other way with that. They go hard play action down on the goal line and try to sneak Jermaine Wiggins, the big tight end, out the back door. Lawrence would have none of that and almost turns it around to go the other way. Watch him break flat. There goes Wig to the flat, tries to undercut it, knocks it down, and then after the fact he's saying, God, I should have reached for that with 2 hands.
Hankton wide right, Gester wide left. And movement and a flag. Nayland Stone on the left side.
Ball
got an early start.
84 offense, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Yeah. Second quarter's been very productive for both teams here so far this year.
Yeah, usually it takes them a quarter to get the kinks out, and then all of a sudden they start rolling. The problem with Florida has been that 4th quarter. By the time they get around there, either the defense is figuring them out or they're just shooting themselves in the foot, which they're just doing here with the penalty. But second quarter is usually when they get it rolling.
2nd down and goal. Kayson again in the backfield. Bollinger looking. Bollinger throwing. It's complete right down to about the 1-yard line. Wiggins trying to buy the touchdown. I don't think he's going to get it, but he did get 11 yards. Kyle Whitehurst on the tackle.
Wig, roll over a couple times, reach with the ball, crawl into the end zone, see if they'll give it to you. That was a late throw. I'll tell you what, Brooks could have pulled the trigger a little quicker. He's looking left. That's why. He wanted something on the left side, comes back to the right, sticks it right on Jermaine. Big target, big guy, hangs on the ball in a crowd. He wants to be in the end zone so bad.
3rd and goal. Kayson is in the backfield. Kayson's got it. A hole. Did he get in? They did. Yes, touchdown. Kayson getting the touchdown on the rush. His first rushing touchdown of the year, and Florida's got the lead.
Well, they finally finish off a drive. Davis pulls around, running the power row to the strong side, caving it down with the tight end. Also, Jermaine Wiggins there with a double team. Kayson just takes it north and south, sticks his nose in there. Russian touchdown. Way to finish a drive. That's what Jay Gruden was talking about all week long with these guys. Finishing.
Nick Novak for the extra point. Nick now 8 for 8 on the season. A 7-play, 79-yard drive. A little over 3 minutes, capped off by Avion Kayson's first rushing touchdown of the season. And the Tuskers have 10 unanswered. The game here.
Big play on an interference call down the field, gets them in scoring position, help set up
A pass down to Wiggins to get to the 1-yard line. The big target muscles down close, and Kason finishes it off on the power road, driving his feet and getting into the end zone. Nice job by Florida, finishing off a drive, sticking it in the end zone, not shooting it. They tried to shoot themselves in the foot with a 1 penalty. But to finish it off and get in the end zone, they get this monkey off their back. They can roll.
Novak into the wind. And this time, smartly, it goes out as Lawson watches it go out. Remember the opening kick, he did not do that, and it put him in a poor field position. Let's go down to Ryan.
Hey guys, I'm here with Anthony Davis, who's a pulling guard that helps spring Kason and get that touchdown. AD, what did you see when you came around and helped make a key block right there in that situation to score that touchdown?
Well, first of all, my guard blocked down on that one technique. Their onside linebacker shot the gap. So what I did was hit their onside linebacker, it bounced off and got my offside linebacker. It's clear as day. Touchdown.
Now, Coach Gruden challenged the offense to run the ball better. What's the mindset of the offensive line today?
That's what he said, man. We got to come out and run the ball. We have to be physical. I think in the last couple of games, teams were much more physical than us, and that's not our style. Now, we can make up excuses about having games on the West Coast, but we got to play better. We got to get physical.
Thank you.
McCown downtown for Shahir McBride. Losing possession of that ball, though, after he made the catch. Was he down or not? Ball went into the end zone. Obviously, Florida recovered, but the question is, was he down or not?
I tell you, I'm still kind of thinking about this because the ball came out pretty clean early. I bet you they're going to take a look at this. I'm peeking at a replay on the scoreboard, trying to get a peek at it.
The ball was fumbled, recovered in the end zone, therefore it's a touchback.
I'm sure we'll take a closer look at this because it was very, very close. Jones reached in there, punches it out as they go down to the ground. I thought that McBride's running a post against what is a 2-deep coverage, and I didn't think this was going to be there. But he fights all the way across the field. Great throw, putting it out in front by McCown. Loose at all at that moment.
After review, the runner was down by contact at the 16-yard line. Hartford, therefore, is not charged with a timeout. Hartford first down at the 16.
And I think that last replay was the evidence that you wanted to see.
Absolutely.
So the challenge is a good one for Hartford.
I really thought, I'm watching that play develop, and there was a 15 to 20-yard route on the sideline to the left that I thought he should be throwing throw the out, and all of a sudden there's the post. He came late. Beautiful throw and catch.
Each team gets 2 challenges per game. If both are right, you get a third. And here in the UFL, the replay official upstairs makes all of the decisions, sometimes in concert, talking with the guys on the field as well. Lorenzo Booker is in the backfield. Big play there as they keep possession. McCown going end zone. Incomplete. Excellent coverage on the play by Castile as Carter was the intended receiver.
Castile did a great job of staying good body position. Never really looked for the ball. Timed it well, though. Reading the receiver's hands going up. Carter goes up. He turns, looks for the ball, gets that right arm up. I don't think he ever found the ball. He was just basically reading the body language of the receiver, Carter.
Marquis White in motion. Dixon gets the ball. Stopped immediately right at the line. He's stopped by Odell Thurman, who's having another one of those big games. We didn't notice Odell as much last week, but a couple of weeks ago, monster effort. He had 8 tackles.
He may be the best athlete on the field defensively for the Florida team. He is all over the place there. He's unblocked. I don't know how you run a weak side play without blocking the weak side linebacker or getting a guy responsible for him, but he stepped up in the hole totally unblocked. And he's going to make the play.
So 3rd and 11. Hartford 1 for 4 on 3rd down. They can get a first down about the 6-yard line. McCown passing, lofting. Carter was stopped and did not continue to go. He was defended by Dewan Tribble. You think they were just a difference of opinion on the play or what?
I get the feeling that McCown was pressured and had to put it up early because he wanted to run a double move there and stutter step the defender, which was Tribble on the play. And McCown just had to put it up early and get rid of the ball.
So a 35-yard attempt.
Up top there. A little stutter step, and he wanted to go past him. Tribble reacts to the ball in the air.
And here's Melhoff, the left-footed kicker out of Wisconsin, 2-time All-Big Ten there from 35. And that one is right down Broadway and good. So 2 field goals for Melhoff. And Hartford moves to within 4 points. Fans like that here at Rentschler Field. Upcoming TV coverage of the UFL, Saturday, October 23rd at 3:30 Eastern on Versus, as these Hartford Colonials will be at Sam Boyd Stadium in Las Vegas to take on the renewed Locos. Jim Fossil's club has won 2 in a row, and they're now 2-1, winning last night late, 22-10 over Omaha. There's the head coach, Chris Palmer of the Hartford Colonials.
You still on Dominique running after the kickoff return, coach? Yeah. All right.
38th time we've been in the red zone. We have green zone. We haven't got a touch.
Unless he has a real long one.
We're just killing ourselves.
23rd year as a pro coach, 38 overall. He's a Connecticut guy from Danbury. He's a guy who knows who he is and is very influential on this club in helping not only play and win, but develop players, and that's why you'll see all 52 guys in the game. That's why you see Ryan Perrilloux, who's very talented, getting some series at quarterback as well.
Great understanding of how meaningful this league is to all these players to get tape, potentially for NFL scouts to watch and see so they can show their skills, and also to develop the players and a sense of community as well. He's done an excellent job of incorporating this team with the community.
He has his fans on the field before the game. Many of them get a special pass, get to high-five the guys. He's taken his team all around Connecticut. One team wanted to come and watch him practice, almost an hour away. He said, you know what? You get those guys out, I'll bring the team to you. And he did that.
Heads down to New Haven, Connecticut to practice, to help out, bring some kids into an open gym situation where the kids can work out a little and see the ball players. Make a stop at Frank Pepe's Pizzeria. Been around since 1925 with really a coal-burning pizza oven.
Bollinger play action, looking in the direction of Cortez Hankton. Throwing off the hand of Russell. Hankton was right behind him, and it's incomplete. Damon?
Thanks, Craig. You know, in his first season as Hartford coach, Chris Palmer's done a remarkable job fostering a sense of community and responsibility with the Colonials. You'll notice during the game that the players are wearing purple decals and purple ribbons on their clothes. Well, that's because October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and Chris Palmer is a member of Connecticut's Interval House, which is the largest domestic violence agency in the state. So really a lot of good community work being done by Chris Palmer and the Hartford Colonials.
He is a terrific man, and big football fan as a kid. He said he remembers his dad taking him and his 5 brothers over to Fairfield, Connecticut, and watch the Giants practice, and they'd get to go to a game a year over at Yankee Stadium. Throw is incomplete, intended for Gessner. And that'll bring up another 3rd down and 10. Ryan Palmer, the left cornerback, on the coverage.
Chaz gets a little separation. That's a ball Chaz has to pull in. Actually, Brooks doesn't look like he has a lot of steam on the ball going into the wind. It's really knocking the ball down a little bit and making the catch a little trickier than it needs to be. No fault of Brooks.
Does it play with you mentally, Doug, at all in your head as a quarterback?
It does, because you can start trying to overthrow the ball to fight through that wind too, and then really let it slip out.
3rd and 10. Bollinger going to pass. No, now going to see much going, and had a pocket cave in on him, and he's tackled down for the loss of 2 yards. Julius Williams made the play.
I think Brooks kind of took off a little early looking for a crease to run up in there. He obviously thought the route was going to be taken away and he wasn't going to have an opportunity up the field. So he kind of not predetermined, but makes that decision early that I'm gonna take off out of here and see if I can get some.
And Hartford's going to secure some time. They call their first timeout. Florida's used up 2 here with 3:15 to go.
When you have the wind at your back, which Hartford does for this quarter, you want to maximize your opportunities to score points. So use your timeouts, get the ball back. Shoot, there's still time to maybe score twice with 3:15. The wind, the wind is a factor today, especially in the kicking game. Punt situations, when the ball's hanging in the air, if you don't hit a nice tight spiral, it's really going to knock it down, especially with the Aussie rules type punt where he kicks it end over end. That can affect the wind can affect the ball even more.
Ken Parrish is the punter, and he's going to have to punt from about his own 5-yard line. Steptoe is standing and goes back. It's a good punt into that wind. Gets it to 33. Got around Whitaker up to the 40, the 45. With the turn here, he's still going. And into Tusker territory. Finally brought down on the play. 50-yard punt and a 21-yard return. A good one for Steptoe. The UFL's newest team will begin play next season in Virginia, but they still need a name. You can vote for one of the 3 choices at UFL-football.com. They voted Virginia as the name this week. Now here's the pick. Destroyers, Navigators, or Tritons. What do you like? Virginia, what? Doug, which one do you like?
Destroyers. It's more aggressive than Navigators.
I'm going to go with Tritons.
Tritons is all right.
Make your pick. I think they can be decided by October the 17th. Throw intercepted. Intercepted on the play by, again, DeJuan Tribble's got a big first half, his first pick of the year.
DeJuan just signed back for Florida. Signed this week with Fakir Brown missing, and DeJuan back on the roster, comes out with a big interception. I felt Josh was a little late with this throw. I think this throw was there early, but now it's got to go to the flat. Now you're late. DeJuan he was in charge of covering the flat, and with the eyes of the quarterback being away, gave ground and cushions the deep out, or what is kind of we used to call a bench route, about 18 to 20 yards, and DeJuan just makes a play on the ball. He's a good defensive back and gets a lot of interceptions because he can catch the ball. It's amazing how many interceptions are dropped by DBs. So it should be interceptions. DeJuan, anytime he has a chance, he hangs on to it.
So McCown's first pick of the year. Tribble signed on Monday. That's the way you want to join a team and make a statement. He's had a good first half. Hankton makes the catch at the 35. Jared Lawson on the stop gain of 7.
By the way, Tribble's a BC boy, too.
Another BC guy.
We got a few out there.
The team released David Irons. He did play last year with the Tuskers at 16 tackles and a sack. So all of a sudden that time is now on the side of Florida with only one timeout, though. Bollinger throwing. That's picked off. Picked off by Jared Lawson. It gets around Bollinger and into the end zone for the touchdown.
Lawson just laying in the weeds, eyes the quarterback, and breaks on the throw. He was responsible for the flat on this coverage, but was playing soft. I believe it kind of fooled Brooks. and Bollinger throws the ball out in the flat, and he stands there. See, he's playing way off. Now he sits flat and breaks on the throw. And Hankton's a good, strong receiver. He usually fights through that and gets to the ball and maybe breaks that up. A great play by Lawson.
41-yard return for the touchdown, and Hartford has grabbed the lead. Melhoff will get the whistle as he's getting ready to hit the extra point. So Lawson, who had the initial play of the game, remember he caught the ball at the 4 or 5 and made the mistake of catching it there instead of letting it go out of bounds. He comes up with a big play here in the second quarter. Melhoff makes the extra point, and just like that, Hartford has regained the lead here at 13-10. David?
Thanks, Craig. I'm with Gerard Lawson. Intercepts a return for a touchdown. Gerard, what did you see right there on that interception, Gerard? What did you see right there on that pick?
They ran the same play, I think, 3 times in a row. I just broke on it. I was short setting. I was just breaking on the receiver.
You guys have made some uncharacteristic mistakes today. How big was it to be able to make such a game-changing play right there?
I mean, it's real big, but the game is not over, so I'm just glad I was able to make the play, put my team back in position to win this game, so that's pretty much it.
Thanks, Gerard. Let's send it back upstairs.
Well, from what Gerard said, he was one-on-one out there playing off, like he said, and broke on the throw and made. Then it's a phenomenal play. Okay, I was thinking maybe he was just tricking him and he had flat responsibility anyway. He did not. He had him one-on-one out there, so was responsible for the deep third of the field as well. Just made an outstanding play, reading the route and the throw, and broke on it.
Doug, big news around the UFL. The announcement coming out today that Hall of Fame quarterback Joe Theismann named president and owner of these Florida Tuskers. We will talk live here in the booth with Joe coming up at halftime. And that is great news for the league as a part owner and president of the Florida Tuskers.
Absolutely, a Super Bowl champion in Joe Theismann, legendary quarterback, guy that knows his football, going to be a president and owner now of a football team. Joe likes having his hand in everything, and he's going to have fun with it. He'll be hands on shoot. He'll be suiting up in 2 weeks.
We'll have fun talking with him in just a few moments. The ball blowing off the stand there at the 30 for Melhoff. Dominic Rhodes is back deep. There has not been a punt return or kickoff return for a touchdown in the young UFL history.
What are you, foreshadowing something here?
Are you throwing it out there?
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Well, last year was a 6-game regular season at the championship game. This year they have expanded to 8 games. And the top 2 teams will go to the championship game at an undisclosed location. We should know, I think, within a week where the championship game will be played, the day or within a day or 2 of Thanksgiving this year. Rhodes losing control at the 3, still going to run. Yeah, there he goes, but only gets to the 10. Kyle Whitehurst made the stop. So they'll get a play before the 2-minute warning.
The ball is carrying on these returners. That's what's happening there. Dominic expected to catch this out around the 3 to 5 yard line, and the wind at the back of the kicker pushes the ball closer to the goal line, and he misplays it. So it's the wind that's pushing the ball around a little bit on these returners.
And it's a win that the Tuskers will be going into here, not wanting to make the mistake they made in the last drive.
I played more than my share of bad windy days in Canada.
And cold.
And you want to minimize your mistakes going into the wind and maximize your scoring opportunities when it's at your back. So be conservative with the football.
And the run game helps when you're doing that. They're only 11 for 34 so far. Run opportunity number 12, Kaysen, up to the 15. They've struggled, though, this season running for the most part. Rhodes has had his yards, and Kaysen had a good first week. But that would help, right?
Yeah, I kind of like what they've done in the run game today, though. Florida's run the ball fairly well today. I haven't taken a peek at the numbers just yet, but they're gashing some creases. Fountain was on the backside on that one unblocked. They ran a little trap up the middle. They got a good little gain on first down of 4 yards. It's all positive things, and the offensive line is answering the call. They just have to minimize their mistakes and not turn the ball over.
So timeout called just prior to the 2-minute warning. Florida called the timeout. If so, that would be their last timeout. And it's brought to you by Conagra Foods, proud partner of the UFL and maker of foods you love.
Well, I would think Florida would be more concerned about milking the rest of this clock and getting the halftime going into the win.
Bollinger throwing that stone, and it's good for a first down. And then we'll get our 2-minute warning. So Florida does not want to go to the locker room down 3. That's what I get from that call.
Go get them.
We'll see. Back to Hartford in a moment. All right, welcome back here to Hartford. 1:55 to go, and we think now the timeout was called by Hartford. Looking at the board, it was the ref was pointing in the direction of Florida, but it's 1-1 on the board for timeouts, which would make more sense.
Makes a lot of sense. Hartford was trying to stop Florida, force a punt into the wind, and get some field position and score. Now Florida's in a mode where, hey, let's go score.
Well, they got the first down now, so they will go to work, and Bollinger is passing. Brooks Bollinger lofting. That's Russell complete at the 40-yard line. Quickly brought down Manny Collins after the gain of 18. The hurry-up offense.
That's a nice big chunk on the in route. Brooks didn't have to turn that one loose either. He just kind of laid it in there, let his big receiver go catch it.
Price and Hankton off to the wide right. Russell, the speedster, wide left. Bollinger looking. Goes for the short man, Kaysen, and it's incomplete.
Almost a misread there. Kaysen's body language-wise versus zone. He hooked to the inside. Brooks was expecting a hook to the outside, and that one, if it had sailed at all on Brooks, was picked and gone the other way just because of a miscommunication.
Remember, they're going into the win here in the drive, so if you're thinking about a field goal, they're going to have to go, I would think, down inside the 30 to have a shot.
It's got to be 45 or in.
Yeah. 2nd and 10. Bollinger batted right at the line, incomplete.
Boy, that's frustrating as a quarterback on 3-step drop. Great job defensively getting the hands up. Lansana reads 3-step drop, so he puts the brakes on, hands go up, boom, knock it down.
Jason kind of lifted him up there as he tried to block him.
Little help. Get up and over. He made his decision to jump before Brooks started throwing, so he was jumping early.
They are 1 for 6 on 3rd down.
3rd and 10.
There's a minute 31 to go. If they don't make it, Hartford will have some time. Bollinger passing. That's grabbed by Price. Taken down short. Gain of 6. Clock is running. Timeout each. Whitehurst made the stop.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised Hartford doesn't call a defensive timeout here and see if they can do something off this punt. We'll cross him around underneath. Price needs to step out of this tackle to get a first down. Nice short tackle by Whitehurst.
Keep on finding work. Keep on finding work.
Stops him short of the first down.
So Parrish to punt, step-toe. 3rd return could be upcoming. He's 2 for 38 yards returning so far.
Okay, let's go.
Into the wind. It's another short one. He'll come down to 30, takes a Hartford bounce. Whoa, all the way back, almost to the 40-yard line, and leaving 35 seconds. And a timeout, click down to 33. Punt of just 13 yards.
Yeah, Hartford could have saved themselves 30 seconds with a timeout on that last play.
Where'd the Mike Backer hit back? Mike at -B. -B. Yes, sir.
They do have the ability to now get one over the middle.
Oh, you're talking
use that timeout.
You're talking a 60-yard range going this direction.
Yep.
They will line up and attempt something from close to 60 if they get the opportunity. Which means they're 15 to 20 yards away from at least an opportunity.
Hey, Gray.
Josh McCown. Little inside handoff. Gain across the 50, down to about the 48 for Booker. Gain of 12. Hernandez Jones to stop. And they use their timeout at 26 seconds to stop the clock.
So now Chris is debating on what to call here to get out of bounds.
Let's go with the 82. Pony.
Out of timeout.
Pony.
Let's go 82 search.
You want to flip it?
Yeah, 83. Yeah. Oh, we'll go 82 search, and we'll hit the Q's. If we can't get the Q's, dump it to the back. Okay? Get out of bounds.
82 search. He's talking about a Q route. A Q route is a comeback on the sideline about 15 And if it's a too deep coverage where it's a zone and the underneath route's taken away, he has to bend that to the 18-yard area on the sideline. So they're hoping to attack the sideline 15 to 20 yards deep on either side, or come down to the back if it's taken away.
Do they have time to go over the middle, get to it, spike?
Yes, they do. There's plenty of time for that. It's usually a 15-second process to get up and spike the ball.
McCown has Torres Johnson moving from his left to right. And here's Josh throwing. Over the middle, it's Booker down to the 40.
Get up there and spike it now, quickly.
15 seconds, no timeouts. And he spikes.
Okay, relax. Let it
so
go.
That's 12 seconds.
Relax.
Okay, now I would think 57 yards, 58-yard attempt. They're in a position to attempt it. Now you definitely have to go to the sideline with this ball. Try to over-under a guy on the sideline. Put a guy at about 15 to 18 on the sideline and a guy in the flat.
At the very least, you're in that, what, about a 58-yard field goal.
They can line up and attempt it now. But if you're dropping back and throwing, you don't want to sack. It'll end the half.
Hey, Lou.
McCown passing. Over the middle, great catch, but he's inbounds and tackled. Great grab by Johnson, but the clock is going to go down, and that's it. So he made the spectacular catch, but that cost the Colonials a chance at a field goal. Try and get 3 more points.
Got to get that throw to the outside. The route was there. Johnson made a heck of a catch on this, but watch to the right. You can see in the flat. Phenomenal catch, but that ball's got to be outside on the sideline. But look at the back and the flat. You had a gimme 5-yard gain that would have set up a field goal and gotten out of bounds.
Let's go down to Damon.
I'm with Josh McCown. You guys have a lead despite a couple of mistakes. How do you assess the first half?
Not good enough. Not good enough. No turnovers. I have one. A couple other guys. I mean, we gotta possess football, keep the football. Got to get our running game going. But more than anything, we just got to keep the ball and not turn it over.
Was it frustrating right there at the end of the half? You guys had a chance to score and you lose the clock.
Yeah. You know, you try to get a ball to the sideline. Their defense is playing good. You know, you like to get that one, get it out of bounds. But you know what? We'll go in, make our adjustments, come back out ready to go for second half.
Thank you, Josh.
Yeah, man.
All right, Damon, so it was 3-3 after the first, but in the second quarter, Kaysen had a touchdown run to cap off a 79-yard drive, and then Hartford scoring 10 unanswered on a field goal and a big 41-yard interception for touchdown. Hartford 13-10 at the half. The United Football League on Versus is presented by RotoHog, award-winning fantasy sports, and by Cutter's Gloves. No other glove performs like this. Welcome back to the UFL on Versus, our progressive halftime report. Hartford leading Florida by the score of 13-10. It is a pleasure to welcome, not only with us here, but to the UFL, the Hall of Fame quarterback Joe Theismann, who is now the new president and owner of the Tuskers. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I got a little upset at the end of the half, though, seeing the interception go in for a touchdown, but it's great to be a part of the UFL, and I really appreciate the opportunity to get involved. I mean, I've known Doug for a number of years. I know he's been involved now for the last couple of years, but people are going to get a chance to see NFL quality style football from guys that may not have had the opportunity to hang on to a few teams in this particular year.
Hey, look at this terrific jersey here. Yeah, that's a Tuskers jersey. Now, you're not going to be wearing this, right?
Means that means absolutely. I'm waiting for Doug. I'm waiting for Doug to build one for himself.
Okay. I'll get a jersey, but you know, we can go out and hold for field goal.
I can hold for field goals and extra points. I can do. I don't want to punt.
You can make an offer to this guy.
He can do everything. I'm telling you something. He could play right now. I'm convinced of it 100%.
You have the decision here. You're the owner.
I got to see a little bit more. I think he's doing a nice job up here. I think you got to see a little bit more.
What do you think of your team? The guys on the field?
I'm happy with them. I mean, we've come off a tough stretch. They've always played better in the second half. That's the one thing about this ball club is we've come off of 10 days now. We spent 2 trips to the West Coast, had a short week, had 10 days. They sort of have to get their feet on. You know what it was like on short weeks. It takes a little while to get going. I think they'll play much better in the second half. We have to stop beating ourselves and making foolish mistakes. It's happened to us in the first 3 ball games. I think Jay Gruden does a terrific job. I'm very impressed with the way he coaches a football team. First chance I've had to spend a lot of time with Jay, and I like his approach offensively, and Chuck Bresnahan does a terrific job on the defensive side. And these are names that people are familiar with that are a part of the NFL. Certainly Jay's brother, John, has been incredible to the National Football League, both as a broadcaster now and as a coach. And I love to learn. I sit in the meetings. I'm continuing to try and learn. And you know what it's like. We never stop learning. But I'm excited about the league. I'm excited about what the product we're going to be able to bring to people. I'm excited about the Orlando area. I chose to go to Orlando because I really feel like it's an opportunity for that part of the country. And I know Tampa's up the road, but Orlando should have their own professional football team, and that's what I want to do.
You had options. You could have went to different cities.
Right.
How do you attract the Orlando audience?
Well, I think, first of all, we're going to get out and we're going to do a lot of grassrooting. We're going to get out there to the high schools and to the different civic groups and ask them to get involved and be a part of the community. I'll be moving down that way after the year is up and hopefully get a chance to be able to meet a lot of people and get them interested in the Florida Tuskers.
Boy, it's great to have you here, Joe.
You have a great opportunity with
Your uniform
Dante.
Looks nice.
Culpepper coming to town.
We've got Dante Culpepper coming into town. We've got Jeff Garcia will be coming in later on in the year. Josh McGowan will be down that way. So we've got some names that people are very familiar with, Doug.
Fantastic. Good luck, Joe.
Great to see you, Doug.
Great
Thank
to see you again.
All right, it's great for the United Football League to have a man of his stature, the Hall of Fame quarterback Joe Theismann, now president and owner of the Florida Tuskers, as we start this 3rd quarter and into that win. You could see it just bite. And down at the 35, maybe 36-yard line, that's where the Tuskers will start. And it's not about return men. The up guys are key here in this game now, especially on the kickoff. Brooks Bollinger will come in. Brooks 9 for 19, 96 yards and an interception. Each quarterback had a pick in the first half.
Not exactly where Brooks wants to be at the halftime numbers there with 9 and 19. The one interception was as costly as it comes because it was 7 the other way, but there's still a 13-10 ball game and an opportunity to go after it.
Joe put it out there for you. He's going to have to get a look, Doug.
I'll compete with him for a slot, okay?
Bollinger looking and eluding. Has some room. He's going to run. And he's going to get near midfield. He got up to the 48-yard line. He was tackled. Was it a horse collar? Jonas Seawright made the stop. It was a gain of 12.
Personal foul, face mask, 69 on the defense. 15 yards from the dead ball spot, first down.
I didn't see the face mask right away. I saw him spin around awkwardly. And I'm like, he's too good an athlete to go down to the ground this way. Again, Brooks is an exceptional athlete running with the football. He moves around very well. He's got to do a little bit of this. Boy, that is a blatant face mask, too. That's a dangerous one. Grab that thing and twist. That's dangerous. Throw a second flag on that. Give him 30 yards of penalties.
Play action for Bollinger. He wants to let it go. He does. Wide open is Posiak. Down to the 15. Jason Posiak. Stopped by Ben Hanula.
Craig and Doug, I had a chance to speak with Coach Gruden at halftime. One of the things that he said he wanted to emphasize was being really effective and starting out fast on first down, having some explosive plays. We've seen 2 back-to-back explosive plays right here in the second half. That's great. The other thing that he mentioned was third down, they're struggling. They need to really be more effective on third down. He said he likes the way they're running the ball, but at the same time, they need to convert. And that was a big emphasis. He said, hey, we need to put down the gun and start shooting ourselves in the foot because that's what's killing us. Our mental mistakes are really hurting us on third down.
They have run the ball well and gotten in good third down distances of 1 to 3 or 5 and less, and they just aren't making the plays on. They go to the quick passing game and get balls batted down. It's been frustrating because they feel like they're doing some good things.
One of the guys who was complimented is Inoka Lucas, the center. You heard Jay Gruden halftime say, good job by the line, keep it up, your best effort so far. These are veterans in their second year back. Team got to protect 20 and And many of those guys were right up front.
First down, guys.
So Kyle Young comes in.
Kyle Young coming in, stepping in for him out of Fresno State.
Big arena career, but taking his career now outdoors. And he's busy in the offseason, works at his dad's auto body shop as well. Bollinger, look out for the back. He's taken down to his Fountain. Came around from his right defensive end spot to sack him. And he turned it over as well on the play as Fountain got him. What a terrific play by Fountain defensively.
Fountain working on Seth Juan, coming around the edge. Comes around the back door and strips Brooks Bollinger of the ball. It's out. Seth Juan's got to get deeper. Fountain is the one guy defensively that they want to get one-on-one and isolate him. They feel he's the guy that can create havoc or wreak havoc in that backfield. He just did it, creating a turnover.
He spun him around, and Seawright picked it up. And another key turnover.
Down on the player, guys. I don't know what replay is right?
Florida's challenging the runner's down by contact.
Just debating on whether that knee went down to the ground before the ball came out. I didn't give it a second thought when we were watching the replay. It appeared that it was a fumble.
I actually didn't, you know, from our angle, I didn't even see the ball pop out initially. Let's see.
You know, I think he didn't actually strip the ball. I think his knee pops the ball out as they go to the ground. Fountain's right knee kicks up in there, and that's when the ball came out. So possibly if we get a reverse angle on that from over here. Thank you. Let's take a peek. Little clutter. Since it was ruled a fumble initially, we would have to see evidence that it was not. And it's tough to see there. We don't have the great angle to see whether, but potentially he's down. I mean, that, I thought for sure that the ball was stripped.
The way it came out so late, I think that left knee might have been down.
Yeah, I mean, initially I thought he just stripped him of it, but he didn't knock it out with his arm. He knocked it out with his knee as they went to the ground.
So the replay official upstairs will make the call.
Again, it's Fountain is their most active defensive lineman, and he got isolated one-on-one with Seth Juan. Seth doesn't want to overset him and have him slip underneath him. He uses a speed rush around the corner.
His left leg is down there.
Well, the right knee.
Oh, right knee, I beg your pardon. It just seemed like such a delay between down and ball out.
Yeah, but since it was ruled a fumble, if there's not conclusive evidence that it was not, they can't overturn it. Unless they have an angle we're not seeing. But it's all upstairs, so they have all the angles we have.
After review, the ruling on the field stands as called. Florida's charged with a timeout.
I think that's why, too.
I think so. I think if they could have had a great angle or a great view of it, he might have been able to overturn it.
Cluster of bodies sometimes just gets in the way. And so Hartford with a big turnover caused by Fountain. Lorenzo Booker is in the backfield. Dixon as well. Dixon's got it. Runs off to the right across the 25-yard line. Let's go back down to Damon.
Thanks, Craig. It's one thing to get a sack, but another to get a sack and a caused fumble. Maurice, what did you see on that play?
I just saw what I've been seeing on film all week. That's the tackle setting soft, not really kicking back, getting no depth. So I knew if I get speed off the ball, I could beat him around the corner.
Seems like you guys are making a lot of mistakes today, but then finding a way to kind of stop the bleeding. How can you guys eliminate the mistakes that you're making on defense with the penalties?
We just got to focus, you know, try not to beat ourselves, but think about making mistakes, you get a chance to make it up because you got 4 quarters to play. So we're just going to eliminate many mistakes as we can, try to make as many plays as we can.
Thanks, Maurice. Craig?
All right, thank you, Damon. Dixon got around Tribble for a gain of 4 yards in the play, set up a third down. Eric Moore made the stop for the Tuskers.
Maurice sounds a little intense. He's kind of locked into the game a little, looking through you, saying, okay, I'm doing this interview here, but you know what? My focus is out there on the field right now. And what he was talking about setting soft was that Seth Juan is protecting the inside and setting a little soft and not kicking back hard. And he thought, and was correct, and that he was able to get around the corner.
Third down back, Lorenzo Booker now is in there. Twin receivers to the right. Steptoe and White, corner blitz. McCown looking, throwing. That's off the hands of White. The steal was covering him. Actually Carter, and incomplete. Let's go back down to Ryan.
Inuka Lucas is out with a shoulder injury. He suffered earlier in the first half. Right now they're wrapping him up, putting some ice on his shoulder, and unfortunately he's going to be out for the rest of the game, guys.
Florida will get a chance to get this ball back here. His name is Bond. Jai Bond, who's the punter out of Australia, did not play college football. Picked it up only 2 years ago. He's 31 years of age. A couple of Australian punters helped him out. Darren Bennett, NFL.
This year's
South Rocco.
First time he's ever put pads on.
Ball at the 40. And it takes a friendly Florida bounce back to the 41. A punt of 29. It's very tough to punt into the wind in that direction. And good field position for Brooks Bollinger, trailing by 3 early third quarter. Hartford Colonials in their first year here in Hartford, moved from New York last year. The fans enjoying it for their second home game. Turnovers have been a big story in this game. 2 for Florida, 3 for Hartford.
It's been a slick ball today, and ball's not coming out for the quarterbacks. The kickers are having trouble, and guys are having trouble holding the ball. Lawson with a big interception for the touchdown. Gave Hartford the lead, but continuing to strip the ball and kick it out. Florida looked like they were getting a little rhythm there, and again, a turnover fountain around the corner knocks the ball loose.
Brooks Bollinger will take over here at the 41. Play action to Dominic Rhodes. Now throws over the middle, complete. At the 40-yard line, that's Russell. And he's tackled down at the 32. Glasper made the stop, the strong safety, a gain of 27.
This is what Jay Gruden was talking about, play calling. He wanted to give him some plays. He goes play action, plenty of time to throw, delivers a strike over the middle of the field for big chunks of yardage to Russell. It almost looked easy because they ran the ball well on first down early in the game. Some of the play action protections are holding up, and it's allowing Brooks to look up the field. Now they got to keep from turning the ball over.
Russell leading receiver with 45 yards on 2 catches. Here's Rhodes behind the fullback Devlin. Got across the 30.
Plays over.
Finally thrown down there by Adrian Grady.
I feel like Jay Gruden has delivered 2 big plays to his offense just from a play calling standpoint so far this half.
You look at the turnovers, and many have been in key spots on the field, but yet only 10 points off the turnovers.
That's because Hartford fumbled down in close, taking it in, so Florida needed to go the length of the field on one of them. The 7 points came directly because they ran the interception back into the end zone for the touchdown.
And Florida came in leading in turnover ratio at +3. Hartford at -2 coming in. Bollinger throws complete to Proziak. He's been a very dependable tight end for him, down to the 23.
There's a nice rhythm 3-step drop and hit the tight end just into the flat. That's the pass that's been getting deflected.
11. Nickel Matt. We got to get Joe ready. Nickel Matt Green. Yeah.
We were getting the defensive calls there while we were looking at the offensive call, but Jay feels like he's getting into a groove right now, calling plays.
Hey, here's that 3rd and short again that they've been struggling on. 1 of 8. The last 8 coming into this game, and in this game they're 1 for 7 overall on 3rd down.
He's got one-on-one up the top of the screen.
Bollinger throws. Oh, he was hit early, wasn't he? No flag.
So.
Price there was the intended receiver. And there are no flags. It's incomplete.
Boy, Price on the slant route, 1-on-1 to the top here.
Manny Collins defending.
I thought he was there a little early. Ball was on the back shoulder, though. Little thrown behind.
So Nick Novak at a 29-yarder earlier.
Clear that snapper. Which one?
He is 6 out of 9. This is a 42-yard attempt with the win. He hit from beyond 55 with 10 to spare in the warm-ups. And that one is dead center and good, and we've got a tie game. Our men's warehouse field goal by Nick Novak. And Florida has tied up the game at 13, a big one for them as they come in 1-2, trying to snap a two-game skid. Welcome back. Tight football has been the story here of the United Football League in year number 2. 3 of the games decided by 3 points or less. I think 5 of the 6, 7 points or less. Kickoff. Here's Lawson returning, and not too far. He was stopped by Sally. Nate Sally made the play after the return of 16.
It's tough in the open field to get a solid lick on people, but Sally coming down and just boom, right in the numbers.
Need tickets for the UFL game in your area? Better hurry. Sacramento fans, your Mountain Lions host the Las Vegas Locos, Hornet Stadium, Sacramento, Friday, October 15th, 8 p.m. Pacific. Next Saturday, right here, Omaha Nighthawks come to Rensselaer to meet the Hartford Colonials. That game's a 3 o'clock Eastern start. Here's your way to get tickets. It's simple. Go online, visit UFL-football.com. UFL-football.com. Lorenzo Booker is in the backfield. He has the ball. Goes off to the right tackle, a couple of yards on the play. Defense is doing, by and large, a pretty good job on both sides at containing the run. That's been the early story of the young UFL.
Now, Hartford's going into the win right now. They come out in a 22 package with 2 backs, 2 tight ends. And I think the effort here is to run the ball a little bit, eat up some clock, and try to get that wind at your back, which Florida is now, or took advantage of in the last drive, throwing the ball up the field a little bit with the wind at their back. Florida has to maximize their opportunities with the wind at their back this quarter.
McCown moving his receiver. McBride a little closer to the right side. Now he's going to call timeout.
Timeout, Blue. Hold on.
Yeah, that's their
Timeout,
first
Hartford.
timeout
That's their
used.
first timeout of the
Florida
half.
lost one on the challenge earlier in the quarter. So a good one here. Florida trying to get to 500. The Colonials trying to tie for first in the UFL in week 4.
Let's go. Let's go 0 on. Number 9. Number 9. Okay. Flip it. Number 9. 0 on. Spread 39 direction. Alert 63. You want to go? Okay. Just.
That's been a one-way call for us.
Okay, one-way call. Make it. I'm sorry. Number 9. Yes, number 9.
Okay.
All right, he's got a 2 tight end formation, and he was going to direction it. I think he's just going to go left here, though, 39.
What's a one-way call, Doug?
Just you're calling it to one side. You're not going to direction the call. You won't flip it over and run it the other way.
And Carter's off to the left here.
Way 59.
On the 2nd and 9.
And they ran it right.
They ran it right. So thanks for the insight.
I don't know if they changed the call or what, but
Booker got up near the first down. Hernandez-Jones on the stop. Booker's had a good day number-wise.
He's an explosive player.
Yeah, he's got 4 for 44 yards.
Interesting that Palmer's deciding to ride Lorenzo Booker, who's more of his kind of big play home run hitter who can make some plays out of the backfield instead of Andre Dixon, who's there in between the tackles runner. He only had 8 carries for 18 yards in the first half, but they've been kind of really riding Lorenzo Booker instead of Andre Dixon, rather.
Dixon now is at 10 for 22. He actually leads in the overall rushing yards in the league. He's got 175. That leads the United Football League. But look out for Dede Dorsey, who has been on fire in his 2 games so far.
Hey, move.
Dixon in there with the fullback Schwab in front of him. And McCown's going to throw. He's going to loft one. He's got a receiver, but it's incomplete as he went in the direction there of Shahir McBride. And into that wind, just couldn't connect.
Keith Davis, the safety, was in a position to take the throw away. But then when he tried to pivot and run, he fell to the ground, leaving it wide open for the post, but the ball was overthrown.
Come on now, you're better player.
Here's the punt chance for Jai Bond, who's averaging about 35 yards a punt. Many into the wind, which has made it very tricky on all the punters. And that one, again, not good. In fact, it went out of bounds on the Colonials side of the field, and they're going to spot it at the 46. A punt of just 19. Excellent field position for the Tuskers, looking to break a 13-13 tie. Welcome back to Hartford. There are several New Englanders playing in this game, but none, I don't think, with as much pride as Asaph Schwab, the fullback for the Colonials, who has put his money where his ink is here, as he has put Hartford in the actual font of the Hartford Current newspaper. He's got a Hartford Whalers hockey logo, the defunct team, on his wrist. That's his latest one. He has set out room for the area code here, 860. He loves his the city of Hartford, huh?
Even an I-91, which runs up from Springfield, Mass, down to New Haven, Connecticut. And he's a hometown boy.
He's got room for, is there an I-84 here too?
There's 84 runs east and west.
That's coming. We'll look for that in a few weeks. All right. Ryan says look for the all-go here on 1st and 10. That's his thought for the sideline. Let's see. Well, deep down, Bollinger throwing for Price, and he can't pull it in. Covered by 2 on the play. Palmer was there along with Cook.
Boy, he had an opportunity there. Price had a step. And I think it was Whitehurst down the bottom where he lined up with a tight split. He put it up over the top, and Whitehurst has his head down and running in catch-up speed. Touch underthrown, but a ball that Price might have been able to pull in. Probably a little frustration on Brooks' face because they had a shot there, and it was still a catchable
26
ball.
on the game clock, please.
Going to reset the clock. Bollinger is 12 for 24 in the game. 150 yards, 1 interception.
Not like Brooks. He's not usually a 50% guy. He's usually up well over 60.
2nd and 10. The inside handoff to Rose. He's got some room. Gets to the 40. Tripped up by Emmanuel Cook.
Boy, he sets up a 3rd and 5, and most of their 3rd downs have been 5 or less and in good situation, but the ball's been finding the ground and incomplete, batting down passes on the short yardage plays. Only twice has it been like 3rd and 10. For the most part, it's been very manageable distances and not been able to convert on 3rd down.
They were 8 for 17 in their first week when they beat Las Vegas 27-20 on the road. Since then, they're 7 for 33 on 3rd down. And this is 3rd and 5. Bollinger throwing, lofting for Hankton. It's overthrown and incomplete. I don't think you see the crispness. And this is with the wind here.
Well, it was pressure on the quarterback by Kenny Ingram that rushed the throw because Hankton had a step. The throw had to be rushed and put up early. Little stutter step and go. We've seen that before out of Hankton for a touchdown. Couldn't catch up to the ball this time because Brooks Bollinger had to put it up early because of the pressure by Ingram.
Little quick grab by the defensive back, but he got away with it.
Of course, darn DBs.
Ken Parrish punting.
Off the side of his foot.
All right.
And let's see where they spot it. They'll come up to the 18-yard line. So no return opportunity for Steptoe. A punt of just 23. It's been a tough day for the punters, although it did get inside the 20. That's where Hartford will take over. 1st and 10 at the 18. Welcome back here to Hartford for the 2nd time today. Josh McCown goes to the sidelines, and Ryan Perlew gets a series to work. And a quick handoff to Jones. That's Kevin Jones. He had a great rookie year with the Detroit Lions back in 2004, over 1,000 yards rushing. But Perlew getting his 2nd series here.
McCown, you know, when you're struggling offensively a little bit, you want to stay in there and get out of it, get back in that rhythm and find the rhythm. But the one thing that is positive about this is Perlew is an exceptional athlete. And when you're going into the wind, a lot of times, plus a stronger arm, a lot of times he could take off and run going into the wind and make more plays offensively.
And in case you're just joining us, Perlew this season pretty much has been coming in every 3rd series. Takes the handoff there. Trying to get free. Some of that athletic ability. Did he drop the ball? I think he dropped the ball. Florida's saying they've got it. He was trying to wiggle free. Thurman said it. They definitely have it. But the refs now signal it. Tuskers ball inside the 20.
Wow. That's tough. That's part of not being out on the field and having a sweat going and being into the flow of the game. you somehow got to keep yourself warm. We were talking with Josh McCown about when he comes out, how he keeps himself warm. Ryan Perrillou's got to be ready to roll. He wants to take off, breaking tackles, trying to make a play, and boom, the ball's out.
So again, setting up shop inside the 20 of Hartford at the 19 on the third Hartford turnover. Posiak in motion. Here's Rhodes getting some room. Nice work on the line. And in particular, Kyle Young, who came on for Inoka Lewis, number 72, made a big hole for Dominic Rhodes.
Absolutely. A great push by the right side of the line. And Young, who is the backup at center. Good push there on first down. Ryan Perrilloux on the sideline there, a little dejected, a little frustrated about turning the ball over. Gets his opportunity and has a negative play.
2nd and 5. Rhodes again, left tackle, and he got down to the 10.
Again, a great push by the left side of the offensive line on what we call power O. A couple of double teams down there. You get Davis working with the center Young. Seth Wan at left tackle. Fullback Devlin kicking out and run that ball north and south.
So it's 3rd, and here we go again, Doug. 3rd and short yardage. 1 for 9 and 3rd down, but it's been a frustrating part of the Tuskers offense the last few weeks, not converting 3rd and short. Rhodes in the backfield, gets it on a pitch, has a little room, skips to get the first down, and he's taken down at the 7. He was tripped up. Butler got a piece of him along with Tank Daniels and Trey Battle, rather.
Well, Coach, you find a way to convert.
Little pitch.
Your little trick play. It looks like you're going to just hand the ball off up the middle. It's what we call kick play, where you don't even block the outside defender, or defensive end, outside linebacker, whoever's on the end of the line. You don't even block that guy. You let the fake suck him in and kick it out to your tailback, Rhodes, who makes a guy miss in space and picks up a first down.
So 1st and goal. Rhodes trying to bust it outside, looking for his 4th touchdown. Rushing, won't get it here as he knocked out of the 5. Flag. Was that a late hit?
Absolutely. It wasn't a huge hit out of bounds, but he hit him out of bounds late. A couple of steps out of bounds. Contact was made.
Give me a ball. Ball.
Officials discussing.
It's amazing. You got to convert on 3rd and 1 by tricking the defense. But you'll take.
There's no foul on the play.
Oh, chickening out. What? Because he didn't take him to the ground?
Even though Aaron.
Back to Ryan.
Ryan, you defensive guys getting all the hits. Go ahead.
The defensive guys are flying around right now here on the Tusker sideline. Eric Moore caused that fumble. The defensive line is putting a lot of pressure on the quarterback. What you guys see out there?
We just try to play fast and play together, play as a group. We go out there and make plays and help out the offense.
How big of a play was that for your team right now at this point of the game?
Man, it's a very big play. The defense is trying to get off the field, so we got to cause turnovers and put our offense in a good position so they can score.
Thank you, Eric. Dominic Rhodes taken down by Emmanuel Cook, the 22-year-old safety, with a terrific stop on that play.
Little toss crack. Galen Stone comes cracking down, knocks his man flat on his tail. But I guess nobody else made a block out there as Cook makes the play. There goes 84. Boom. Passing up the field. You can't pass people up in space. Take the first jersey that shows Cook makes the great play, being aggressive downhill, and again, a 3rd down situation from the 6.
Cook led the South Carolina Gamecocks in tackles for a couple of years. Was in training camp with the Jets most recently. Here we go again. 3rd and goal from the 5. Bollinger throwing, incomplete, and well covered on the play was Maurice Price. And they're going to have to settle for the field goal attempt again.
Well, you know, he possibly could have had a completion on that, but they weren't going to get in the end zone on this play. Brooks on a sprint out play, if you don't get the ball to the guy right away, the play's dead, and Brooks knows that. So he had to pull the trigger, tried to take what was there. Good defense on the play.
24-yard field goal attempt for Nick Novak. 3 of the 4 made so far in this direction with the wind. And make that 4 out of 5 now in this direction. And also, Florida has come back with 10 unanswered. And they take the lead with 6 unanswered, leading 16-13.
Just missed opportunity. Florida's getting the field goals. They're up by 3, but they are not happy with this. Too many field goals. You pick up a fumble in this area of the field, you want to finish it off with 7.
Perilou fumbled it off that good hit defensively by Eric Moore, but the offense stalling once they got the 1st and goal from the 7 and settle for the 24-yard field goal. You don't like, you look up and down the score sheet today, 19-yard field goal for Meloff. You're not happy if you're Chris Palmer there. Short one, 29 for Novak. That was when they had a great position after the fumble and the punt. Went 4 plays, 7 yards. And now the 24-yarder.
Hey, Ike. Yes, sir.
There's Jay Gruden, the head coach of the Tuskers.
You know, Jay's usually so upbeat and happy and smiling and open. You could see a little frustration in him this week that, we got to get off this snide. We've lost 2 in a row. And it just wasn't the relaxed atmosphere. They got to get back to having some fun. And again, a kickoff going out of bounds.
Been a really rough day from the
receiving team will take possession at the 40-yard line.
And that'll put Hartford in very good shape here. Here's what's at stake. And last night, just a huge game for Las Vegas. They gave up an opening touchdown to Jeff Garcia and the Nighthawks, who are looking to go to 3-0. And Doug, we watched some of that game and saw Las Vegas rebound from that and win it 22-10.
You know, it looked like Omaha was coming out like gangbusters, and Vegas weathered the storm early and then dominated the rest of the game.
Trufant had a couple interceptions, including a 27-yarder Isaiah for a touchdown late in the 2nd quarter, gave Vegas the lead. They didn't look back. Won a 22-10. Ship had a touchdown late in the game as well for the Locos. First down, a couple of yard gain for Andre Dixon. So the Locos, all of a sudden, we saw them last week win, and now they're 2-1. And that's what happens here. If you win a big game, you could turn your season around. That's what the Tuskers are trying to do, snap a 2-game skid.
Absolutely. And Vegas is 1 play away from being undefeated. They lost on a controversial call in the first game to this Florida team. If you're Hartford right now, Hartford needs to work this clock and get to the 4th quarter and get that wind at their back and then turn it loose.
Lorenzo Booker out wide to the right. Empty backfield for McCown. He's going to be a blocker. And not much, though. In pursuit by Hernandez Jones. A loss of 1 as Torres Johnson could not get the screen going with Booker in front of him.
Jones, great open field tackle, wrapped him up, pulled him down. Again, it was a conservative call. Because you're going into the wind, you want to be a little conservative here. Keep the clock moving. Make sure you have a completion. You'd love to move the chains if possible. But like I said, if Hartford can go into the 4th quarter, get the wind at their back, only down 3, they're in business.
Steptoe and Johnson out wide to the right. Patrick Carter, really quiet game out to the left. McCown is hit. Fumble! Ball is loose. And it's recovered. Well, let's see. He looked initially. And the Tuskers were able to pick that ball up. Well, it looked like Isaac Souls might get it, number 79, but he lost it. He's down.
He's just kicking himself for not recovering it. He flopped right onto it. It kicked out, and Patrick Chamorro comes up with it. Again, once you step up, protect the ball. Pull it into your body and protect the ball. Josh leaves it out there in one hand, and it's loose.
And Chikora came up with it. You're right. Souls had it all the way.
Souls drops on it. He's kicking himself for that. But opportunistic defense.
4th turnover for Hartford. And Bollinger's not wasting any time. He's throwing again, looking for Hankton, right side, gets the flag at the 2-yard line for his favorite receiver, Cortez Hankton.
You know, when the flag was actually thrown.
Pass interference, defense number 23. First down at the spot of the foul.
I thought Palmer interfered with him with an illegal chuck type of thing where he bumps him up the field right now. This is the illegal touch. Then the fact that Hankton falls to the ground is why the flag came out. But it was just a little arm bar to try to slow him down. It doesn't seem like much, but you're impeding the progress of the receiver down the field. The flag's got to come out.
It's a 33-yard penalty and sets them up 1st and goal at the 3. Caisson's in the backfield. Bollinger throwing for Gessner, trying to use his height, but he was covered nicely on the play.
Boy, a wasted play. You can't let that ball land out of bounds. Brooks got to give him a shot at getting after that ball. I thought line up, hammer the ball 3 times. A run was called there, and Brooks just thought he had an opportunity to throw the fade to Chaz. There's something that he does on his own and misfires, probably because the wind's at his back and pushing the ball out of the end zone.
The 6'5" receiver going against the 5'10" cornerback in Brian Palmer, trying to take advantage of that. 2nd and 3.
They cannot afford to settle for another field goal down here.
Little fake. Bollinger throwing wide open. That's Wiggins. Touchdown, Florida. Jermaine Wiggins. He got one finally.
He finally got one. He's fooling them still. He's out there having a good old time. Gets his 1-yard touchdown catch, or 2 or 3, whatever it is. Jermaine. They turn him loose off the hard play action because you got to sell out to stop the run. Brooks made sure this throw took his time. Jermaine secures the catch, and he's so graceful.
So this time, off the turnover, they do convert. Novak for the extra point. Florida has come back with a huge 3rd quarter and several Hartford miscues playing into this. And they now lead 23-10, Ryan?
I'm here with Patrick Chikora. You had a great turnover right there. You've had a motive in battling injuries, but you came back in this game and made a big play on defense.
Yeah, man, you know, everybody's playing with injuries, so, you know, I just had to make something happen out there. It's obvious that the offense is kind of struggling, but we're a team. So, you know, when one side's struggling, the other side got to pick the other side up. So we're just out here trying to make a play, and we take it upon the defensive line to do that, because if we ball out on the D-line, then most likely we'll win the game.
Now, people talk about your great motor. What does that mean to you? Why do you have such a great motor and tenacity out there on the field?
Bro, that's the only way I know how to play, man. I've always been like that since I was a jit, so since I was a little kid playing football. It's just, you know, I go full speed. Likely, if you go full speed, something's going to happen.
Thank you, Patrick. Patrick has a big turnover. That turnover causes the offense to be able to score. They put points on the board. The Florida Tuskers are up right now. Big game.
Up by 10, Ryan. 23-13, scoring 13 here in this quarter. But how big was it to convert off the turnover? And a great situation again with the big Hartford miscue. Lawson at the 2. Hartford needs a big play. Good return out to the 30.
You know, if Hartford could have just protected the football and gotten to the 4th quarter and got in a situation where you had the wind at your back the rest of the game, you were only down 3. Sometimes you have to play the situation and just go on. Instead, you're still trying to be aggressive. The clock stops on incompletions and turnovers, and all of a sudden the ball's on the ground.
With 2 quarterback fumbles in a row. Perilou, and then the sack fumble, and then the big pass interference. That's 3 huge plays in a matter of, what, 5-6 minutes. Have turned the game around. McCown with the fake, back to Booker, dancing. No, sir. No gain in the play.
Still, they're not in bad shape. You're only down 10. I've played in so many games in Canada where the wind was such a factor that you want to just get through those quarters without giving up a lot of points when you're going into the wind.
2nd and 9.
Protect the football for 1 more play, and then you can turn it loose when the wind's at your back on the next play in the 4th.
Carter and Steptoe are on the near side. McBride out to the right. Booker's got it, and again, stuffed up the middle, and I think that's what they want to do, get rid of this 3rd quarter. Not the way they wanted it to go, though, coming out of the locker room this time for Hartford.
Quarter.
2 huge mistakes, fumbles, and then a pass interference. Those miscues leading to a big Florida 3rd quarter. They hit a couple of field goals and capped it off with a 3-yard touchdown, and they take a 23-13 lead after 3 quarters. The United Football League on Versus is presented by Wilson and by Custom Bite, the only off-the-shelf true custom fit mouth guard. Glad to have you with us this afternoon from Hartford, Connecticut. The UFL on Versus, and Florida has come back with a 13 unanswered in the 3rd quarter to take the lead, 23-13. But it's a manageable difference. It's 10 points. But the Colonials offense has been error-filled here of late. in the wrong part of town as well. McCown's back in there. McGargle yelling at the referees. Here's McCown. Lofting. That's complete. That's Carter. Patrick Carter, one of his favorite receivers. Gain of 15.
This is almost, for this coverage, an impossible route to cover. He just goes down. The defensive back in this situation, Carter, he's got half the field. It's Carter on Carter, actually. And Jerome Carter has half field responsibility and the strong safety position inside, so he has no help underneath either.
They got 5 more yards in that play than they did in the entire quarter. And now McCown is sacked on the play. Arian Scott from his left tackle spot got him for the sack.
Craig and Doug, you guys remember yesterday talking to Chris Palmer. He said, we asked him, what was the one thing that you could describe your team? And he said, young. You have to wonder if the 4 turnovers and 6 penalties for 105 yards are a factor of this team's youth.
Well, it's a good question. The other issue has been the quarterbacks seem to have not really gotten in rhythm, either one of them. And they seem to have struggled when sitting out for a while and coming back, both of them.
Well, I think with the, and it's not a cold day, but it's a little cooler weather, so you don't break a sweat when you're standing on the side. Ryan Perlew comes in for a specific series, and all of a sudden the ball's on the ground. Well, then Josh, it's a good, solid defense he's going up against, and it hasn't been easy for him, Josh McCown, so you'd like to stay in there and get a little rhythm going. But they do have the wind at their back. They converted on 3rd and long before. See if they can do it again. They have the opportunity now with the wind at their back to go down the field.
3rd and 14. McCown, outlet to Booker. Well covered again by DeJuan Tribble. He might be their defensive player of the game. Loss of 1.
DeJuan, he's a rolled up corner, meaning he's covering the flat in the cover 2 situation. Everybody backs off, and he just reacts up to the dump off to the back, comes up, makes a short tackle, and you're off the field defensively.
Well, let's see if Jai Bond now finally with the win can get into one for Hartford. Avion Case on his back at his 15. The Australian kicker boots a good one this time. Kaysen calls for the fair catch at the 20. So the Tusker defense quickly gets the Colonials off the field, and they'll take over early here in the 4th quarter. Welcome back. Autumn day in Hartford, Connecticut. Pro football in Connecticut. And the last drive was a rough one for Hartford. The sack, the fumble, Souls could not recover. He had it, and then the pass interference set up the touchdown.
Yeah, they only had 1 more minute of a strong wind at their back, so they went deep and got interference. The old man, Jermaine Wiggins, gets an easy touchdown. Twinkle toes in the end zone there, so graceful.
Jermaine Wiggins in his 2nd year, 35 years of age, out of Georgia, with the touchdown. Here's Kaysen. Back to the 25-yard line. Lawrence pulled him down. This copyrighted telecast is a presentation of the United Football League. Any use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the UFL is prohibited. We are in the midpoint of the year for the Tuskers, game 4. Hartford had a bye, so it's only their 3rd game. But they will go next week hosting Omaha. It's an interesting point in the year. And Las Vegas made a big statement last night, knocking off undefeated Omaha. And Florida trying to get right back in the picture with a win here this afternoon. Kaysen, grabbed from behind by Franz Joseph for a short game.
Come on now. Boy, Posiak at tight end did a heck of a job standing his man up and maintaining his block for that entire run. I know it was only a short game. Some great individual efforts going on up front. We talked the whole 3rd quarter about the wind at your back and all that. And then finally Hartford's going to get the wind at their back in the 4th, and now the wind dies down. So there's maybe still an advantage, but just very subtle now.
Florida 2 out of 11 on 3rd down. We have Russell and Foster off to the right, throwing left side, and Hankton went through his hands and incomplete. Manny Collins on the coverage.
Boy, Collins was breaking on that. I think Hankton may have cut his route short because the ball was late getting there for the route and allowed Collins to break on it. And I think Hankton may have just cut his route just a touch short and allowed Collins to sit on it and break hard on the ball. And Brooks basically threw it low, high and away to avoid an interception.
So Ken Parrish will be punting again, his 6th punt. Steptoe is back at the 35. Tries to keep it a little lower, and he boomed a pretty good one into that deadening wind. Steptoe to the 35, and then taken back to the 30.
Now that the wind dies down, they get an excellent punt.
Keith Davis, good coverage. 43-yard punt, 2-yard return. Miss Connecticut trying to root on the Colonials, trailing by 10. And again, fumble the ball right near the goal line.
So you think you want to try to cover some punts?
Bollinger, look out for the back. He's taken down to his fountain. Bollinger throwing. That's picked off. Picked off by Jared Lawson. It gets around Bollinger and into the end zone for the touchdown. Wide open. That's Wiggins' touchdown. Florida. Some of the highlights of this game, it's been a kind of a strange game, a lot of miscues that have set up offenses. Neither team has really moved the ball particularly well since the opening drive of the game. Florida had one good drive as well. McCown was harassed, he throws, flag is down, as the play was intended for Marquis White. It's DeJuan Tribble over there.
Illegal contact on the defense, number 31. That's a 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. It's an automatic first down.
Now DeJuan will he'll take the 5-yard penalty as long as it wasn't interference. It was an illegal chuck down the field on a double move. And again, Hartford now with a little bit, the wind has died down, but now they're going to air it out and get aggressive. And Florida has struggled in the 4th quarter so far this year, giving up a couple of leads.
And games. They had Sacramento up by 10 entering the 4th. Lost, outscored 17-3 in the 4th in that game. They had a 7-point lead, 6.5 minutes to go last week, and gave up 10 in the final 4+ minutes and lost 20-17 at home to Las Vegas. They're trying to avoid a repeat. Pass incomplete. McBride was contained by Simeon Castile, who you have to put him up, I think, Castile among the best DBs in the league, would you say?
He's got a couple of picks already. He's made some great plays. Good break on the ball there, no doubt about it. He's in that category. Broke hard, had to make a perfect throw for McCown. He's right on him. McBride comes out of the break. He's closing hard. Ball's low, with ball should be caught there. Of course, I'm a quarterback, but ball should be caught always.
Castile has played in the NFL, 8 games at Cincinnati, had a game with San Diego last year. 24 out of Alabama. McCown throws incomplete. And Darius Vanette diving across made a good defensive play as McCown was trying to hook up with Torres Johnson.
Boy, great job of breaking on the ball and undercutting this route. This looked like the in route was going to be there. McCown steps into his throw. Darius Vanette closes and breaks under the route. Couldn't hold on though. Third and long situation.
Trips left, 63, all go, HD, go orange.
All go, you're looking for seam routes, depending on the coverage. If it's one-on-one on the outside, he'll put it up outside. If it's some form of zone, he may have a guy going down the middle of the field.
Patrick Carter, favorite receiver, is off to the right, Twins to the left.
Good throw long up top.
McCown looking in the direction of Carter, has a step, he's got it! At the 25, down to the 20. Castile tackled him. Gain of 41, a big one for Hartford.
Patrick Carter, you hate to see this as a quarterback, but his receiver takes an inside release and cuts down the field a little bit and has to work to get wide again. This brings the safety into the picture sometimes when you have to go inside near the numbers there. But Carter blew by him. Ball's put out there, just a touch underthrown, could have been a touchdown.
There's Carter. We asked him about the difference between Perilou and McCown. He said kind of like Greg Maddox and Randy Johnson. And nice touch, the Maddox-like touch for McCown, who throws again, and it's just off the hands, incomplete of McBride in the end zone.
Well, on that last play, you saw Castile allowed the receiver to get inside him. You saw him relax a little bit, and I'm going out on a limb here and saying that he really felt that the receiver is going to run an in-breaking route, and that's why he let the receiver get in behind him. You see him come back here and make a great play on a post pattern and break up the pass. But at that last play, he got a little bit lazy in his technique, and it almost cost him.
Absolutely. On a go route, as a quarterback, you hate to see the guy go inside because it closes down the field on you. So the defensive back believes, well, when he takes that inside release, he's got to break in.
And a flag there, Doug, holding. So that'll drop him back.
1st and 20.
McCown this time going left side, has a receiver there. Pulled down, and yes, flag, as Torres Johnson was right at the goal line. And Darius Vanette's looking up and not liking the call. And there's the initial signal against Vanette.
Pass interference, defense number 24. First down at the spot of foul.
Another big pass interference call in the second half.
You know, the rules favor the offense so much, you got to throw the ball deep. And Vanette does grab him, little bump, little arm pull, especially on the right arm there. And there's no way that Johnson can get the second arm out. He's holding on to the right arm right at the last second. Good call. You throw the ball deep, give your receiver a chance to make a play, because good things can happen. He's going to catch it, get an interference call. The worst thing that happened will be incomplete.
Palmer had the pass interference. Late third quarter led to a touchdown. Colonials hoping for the same here. Handoff. It's Jones netting near the goal line. And no signal. He stopped just short of the goal line. Kevin Jones hasn't had a lot of work yet. Nearly brought it in for Hartford. Reuben Riley stopped him. McKinley Borkin.
You're down this close, pound the ball 4 times. Just hammer it up in there. You're within the 1 yard line now. Hammer the ball.
Tried the sneak. Hartford putting up the sign, but not the referees. They say that he was stopped shy of the goal line.
They quick pitched us there. Lined up quick, tried to get the quarterback sneak quickly and get in there. It didn't happen. Boy, setting up 3rd and short.
Number 71.
Real complicated play call here. Number 71. This is the wristband era. Quarterback looks down. Oh, number 71 on the wristband. Short yardage. Let's get it in.
Kevin Jones in the backfield. Schwab in front of him. Jones got it. But he is stopped shy of the goal line. He may have even lost a half a yard or so. And this is going to set up, I think McGargle got him.
Come here.
4th and 1.
Yeah, let's go. Okay, we're going to go with it. Okay, we're going to go 76, 3rd and 1. 76, too tight, 20, too tight, 81. Get back, get back, get back.
All right, he's just calling a number off the sheet, and McCown's reading it off the wristband. So we have no clue, but it's 2 tight ends. Torres Johnson is the wingback.
You have to go for the touchdown, down by 10. They are, and he's going to try a pass in trouble, throws it, and it's caught. What a play. Touchdown. Touchdown on this big call to Tyson. Beg your pardon, Ronnie Gent for the touchdown.
McCown, if this was not 4th down, he never would throw this. He's being pulled down from behind, says it's 4th down, I got to put it up. Gent makes the play for him, attacking the ball while it's in the air and pulling it in for his quarterback. Huge touchdown and conversion on 4th down.
And Hartford with the Melhoff point after.
If it's not 4th down, he doesn't throw it.
23-20, flag is down. Gutsy call on 4th and 1, down by 2 scores.
12 men on the field on the defense. The try is good. The penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
So the 1-yard touchdown pass to Ronnie Gent caps off a 7-play, 62-yard drive. It came all the way down to 4th and goal. And McCown, with an arm taken away from him, hooks up with his tight end.
Ronnie Jen has made this a ball game, everybody. It's now 23-20, Florida after that great 1-yard touchdown reception. Ronnie, your quarterback is falling down. How did you make that catch?
Man, you just got to make plays. We needed to make a play, and, you know, I seen the ball in the area, so you got to come down with that because, you know, we work too hard in practice. So, you know, you just got to make plays in critical situations.
What was Josh McCown's message to you on that drive, knowing you guys are down 10 points?
I mean, we all just do your job, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Everybody block your man and just do your job, and that's pretty much what we do in practice.
Thanks, Ronnie. Let's send it back upstairs.
And that big catch, Damon, has Hartford back to within 3, 23-20. The Tuskers leading this one.
Okay, we documented Florida fourth quarter struggles, lost a couple of leads. Now all of a sudden Hartford scores on you, cuts it to a 3-point game. Are you looking over your shoulder a little bit? Are you starting to see?
It's happened before.
That's when your leadership takes control. You got to stay loose and relaxed and get after it. And put those negative thoughts out of your head. Brooks Bollinger's got to take this team by the bootstraps and say, hey, we got to start moving the football.
Bollinger did have the 3-yard touchdown to Wiggins, but he's 13 for 29 in the game. And off the Rhodes. He has room on the right side. Near the first down, he slides down. Flag is down in the backfield.
Holding, 38 offense, 10-yard penalty, first down.
J.D. Runnels.
Boy, you think you have a good play coming out of your own end when you need it. You get a holding penalty, sets you back to 1st and 20. This is what Hartford ordered. I mean, Hartford's in great shape right now.
Bollinger on the play action. Goes right to Rhodes for a tidy 8 or 9 yard gain. Leaves him about 11 short. UFL Fantasy Pick'em powered by RotoHog, award-winning fantasy sports. Play now for a chance to win tickets for the UFL championship game.
Playing football, guys. Let's just keep playing football, keep that attitude out of it.
So Brooks Bollinger completing his 14th pass, 159 yards as a pick, and
that's
touchdown.
a huge 8 or 9 yard gain and get yourself into some kind of manageable situation.
2nd and 12 for the Tuskers in white. They're trying to get to 2-2 in the season. Bollinger, a little fake to the right. He's going to run. He's got room. And he slides down to the 34-yard line. And that is a gain of 15, and that's a first down and a big one for Bollinger and the Tuskers.
Great reaction by Brooks. It's a coverage where it's man-to-man underneath with 2 deep safeties behind it, and everybody's back is turned. So once he steps up, there is nothing there as far as defenders. Takes off, slides for a first down. Huge first down for Florida coming out of their own end, off of 1st and 20.
Russell out to the right. That's Maurice Price on the near side, the wide receiver to the left. Rhodes scrambles through up to close to the 40-yard line. Gain of 5 on the play.
2nd and a long 5.
Finish! Finish!
That asshole.
West.
Jay Gruden, the head coach.
What's the play?
West right.
Offensive coordinator as well for the Florida Tuskers.
And this is a great response to the Hartford score, picking up the first down off 1st and 20. A good gain on first down.
Clock at 6:45 to go in regulation. Bollinger throws. It's complete to Russell, but he was covered quickly on the play by Emmanuel Cook.
That was big Wig heading to the flat there. Brian Wiggins picks up a catch, but that was a dangerous little throw. Defensive back was breaking quickly on that throw.
So it's 3rd and 4. Florida is 2 out of 12 on 3rd down.
Again, that 3rd and medium to short has been tough all day to convert for Florida.
Ballinger throws. That's complete to Hankton. Dives for the first down across the 45-yard line, a gain of 7.
That's a big-time conversion. He goes to the guy he trusts the most. Hankton has been the leading receiver in this league since the beginning, or the first part of this season. Very sure-handed, strong upper body, holds on.
That's his second catch of the game. He had a big week in week 2. He caught 6 for 110 and a touchdown, leading the receivers in overall yardage, 2 for 14 today. Now they go back to the ground, and Rhodes bounces it out left for a big gainer. Across the 40, down to the 35. He was finally pushed out of play by Trey Battle, but not before a gain of 19.
Florida said coming into this they want to get their swagger back. Rhodes showing the left side of that offensive line, doing an excellent job. It was an easy run. Smart play by Chaz Gessner, letting his man go after the fact. Doesn't want to get a hold or a clip, turns his man free, and Rhodes makes a miss, cuts up in there. Now the pressure's on this Hartford defense. They need to get this ball back for their offense. They've got to come up with a big play to stop this drive.
Dominic Rhodes, 6 years with the Colts, 8 100-yard games in the NFL. Having a good one here. Ballinger throwing. Gessner diving. Nearly came down with it. It dropped out of there, and it's incomplete.
I got it, John. Come on, guys. With the ball.
Excellent coverage on the play. Tries to run a little slant and go. Brooks trusts Chaz, puts it up for grabs, and Gessner almost comes up with a little slant and go. Ball's up in the air. Big lanky receiver's got a shot at it. Tries to pull that sucker in.
Got to make it look good.
Manny Collins had his back turned, and Chaz almost made a play.
Tight formation. Hankton right. Russell out wide to left. He's a speedster. Here's Rhodes. Nice move. He got around Collins and got down to the 20-yard line. He was grabbed from behind by Franz Joseph and Joe Mortensen.
Jason Posiak is doing an excellent job on the left side securing this edge and allowing Dominic Rhodes to bounce the ball to the outside. That's 2 consecutive times they've run this formation. Watch number 80 on the edge there. You couldn't really see him, but he's doing a heck of a job securing that corner.
The all-time rushing
Rhodes getting excited.
record is 139 yards. There's only been that one game over 100 rushing. He's got 80 yards rushing on 17 carries. Dede Dorsey has the overall record, but Rhodes, the veteran, is having a big game for Florida. They talked about wanting to run, and they are doing it, and they're leaning on Rhodes to get some big yards.
And they're leaning on the left side of the offensive line with Seth Vaughn, Anthony Davis, Kyle Young now at center, doing an excellent job. The clock's running, 3:42 and counting. This is an impressive drive because Hartford had all that momentum after scoring the touchdown and cutting it to 3.
This is the 11th play of this drive. 2nd and 7. Kaysen is in the backfield now. Strong side is to the left. Hit hard quickly by Fountain and dropped. Big defensive stop. Of course, Hartford wants to hold Florida to the field goal. And then, you know, they look at that score. Remember, they lost 27-26 to Omaha a couple of weeks ago. That's what they have in mind on the other side this time.
Boy, Fountain just slices across the face of Galen Stone. Gets in the backfield, makes it. Those are the plays that a lot of times wind up in turnover. Pushes Stone right out of the way, slips inside him, boom, big hit. And when you surprise the back in the backfield, that's when that ball can pop loose.
Huge 3rd down and 5. Kaysen is in the backfield. Russell wide left. Ballinger throwing end zone, and it's incomplete. So that'll bring up the 4th down, and here comes Nick Novak.
Emmanuel Cook did an excellent job of passing a route off, turning back and cushioning the post. Did a great job of turning one guy loose to help out on another and cushion that post, create a field goal attempt, which is a huge stop.
38-yarder. He's been good from 29, 42, and 24 in the game. This would give them a 6-point lead. Novak is perfect. So a 6-point advantage for Florida, but time for Hartford. And if they can go the distance, they can still win this one. 26-20, Tuskers. Florida Tuskers have the lead, but they've been there before in recent weeks and lost leads in the fourth quarter. Waning moments. Rod Windsor led Sacramento to that 4-point win. Sacramento scored 17 in the fourth. Last week, they had a 7-point lead with 6.5 to go. Tim Rattay led his team back with 10 points in the fourth, including that touchdown and then the field goal as time expired. The first ever game in history decided as regulation time expired on the Parker Douglas field goal, and Las Vegas won the game. So Florida would like to change the tune here.
They would love to change it, but you know it's in the back of their minds that they've let it get away a few times. Jay Gruden has emphasized all week long to finish the game.
Lawson at the 14. Taken down by Clairmond. Let's go back to Damon.
Craig and Doug, we talk about football being a game of emotion. Well, Chris Palmer, the head coach of the Colonials, just turned to his offensive line and said, guys, let's find out what we're made of. So we're going to find out what the Hartford Colonials are made of in this drive.
Well, the Colonials won their opener convincingly here, 27-10, then went to Omaha, and the score eerily familiar.
Very familiar. It was Omaha down 6 and go the length of the field to score on a fourth down play with 6 seconds to go to beat Hartford.
27-26. That's the score the Colonials would probably like to see in this one. McCown passing. Well, Carter went to the right in, and the pass was outside, so it's incomplete.
Miscommunication, probably a incorrect route. Of course, I'm going to defend the quarterback. No harm done. No harm. 2nd and 10. Plenty of time on the clock. Just take your reads and deliver the football.
Hartford and Florida each have a couple of timeouts.
That's right, 80 seam,
Ex-Sluggo is a slant and go by number 16, Patrick Carter up top, but the coverage is going to take that away.
Here's McCown. Firing for the big guy in white over his head. That's hard to do. He's 6'7". But he threw it, but he's well covered. He didn't want to force that one in there either.
Yeah, the play called into the good coverage call by Florida. Took pretty much everything away there. All he had was a potential to drop the ball down to the back. So McCown ends up with a 3rd and 10 situation.
Trips left, 63. All go, H sneak, I'm already.
All go X sneak. He's got seam routes, and then if he doesn't like it, he can come down to the back.
McCown looking, rushed by Chikora, tackled! Huge play by Patrick Chikora. And yes, he is celebrating with a little dance here, bringing up a 4th down. I was going to ask you if the 3rd, you thought that might be 2 down, but off the sack here, no longer 3rd or 10 yards to gain for the 1st. It's a loss of 11.
I was thinking 4-down football. If it's not there, go ahead and dump it to the back and see if you can get good down and distance. But even the back was covered. Winds up holding the ball and taking a sack that creates a very difficult situation.
4th and long. We'll get the decision. We'll come back in a moment. Welcome back to Hartford. What do?
They're going to go for it. They have 2 timeouts, and potentially if punted away, you could get the ball back with a minute to go and no timeouts. Instead, on 4th and 20, electing to go for it. Just going to put one up down the field and hope for the best.
4th and 21 for Hartford. With 1:59 to go, they do have 2 timeouts. McCown in trouble again and brought down again by Chikora. 2 sacks in a row for Patrick Chikora.
Just a great athlete, speed rush, knows they have to throw the football. Speed rush around the corner, gets to the quarterback, just runs right around the offensive tackle. Patrick Chikora coming from the left side of your screen. Dixon's on that left side. He's staying in to help him protection. He's got to secure that edge and help his tackle out if possible. Both backs stayed in. potential max protect to get the ball down the field. You got to get a little help from Dixon in the backfield there, but just a great, great play.
The sack by Chikora, presented by AOL Fan House. So 154, Bollinger handing off to Rhodes. Got room to the left, looking for the end zone, and he's got it. For the 4th time this season, a rushing touchdown for Rhodes of 16 yards on this play.
Believe it, he's going to go for 2 to try to get up 14. Jay can finally breathe a sigh of relief, but that is actually one of the better, believe it or not, that gives Hartford at least an opportunity to get the ball, go score, kick an onside kick, and score again rather than watching the clock run out.
Clear the snapper, guys.
Rhodes, 99 yards, 19 carries, that 16-yard touchdown. Terrific response by the Tuskers here, and you almost saw a smile for the first time in some weeks from Jay Gruden.
Yeah, Jay finally gets to smile a little bit and relax. It's the 2 back-to-back losses really have worn on Jay a little bit. And, you know, this team responded today. They got very physical up front, ran the ball extremely well, capping it off with that touchdown run by Rhodes. He's had a great day carrying the football and a comfortable lead.
Well, he told his team before the game, you heard it here, to play this like it's the last game of your career.
Absolutely. It may sound a little harsh, but that's the attitude you got to take about every play. It may be my last play. Play it to the whistle, play it through the whistle, play it to the end.
Upcoming TV coverage of the UFL. We'll be back in 2 weeks with you. Saturday, October 23rd, will be a 3:30 Eastern start. On Versus, the same Hartford Colonials will play in Las Vegas against the Locos. Before that, for Hartford, they will host Omaha on the 16th.
You know what? If I'm Josh McCown, I'm glad Florida scored. Give me the ball. I got 1:45. That gives me 1 minute to go down the field and score, kick an onside kick, and do it again in 45 seconds. Rather than sitting there and watching them run the ball and the clock run out. Very short kick again.
A return would help. Schwab brought it, but looked like a fair catch was called initially not by Schwab.
It's by Gent. Ronnie Gent, yeah, was waving for the fair catch, which counts for the other guy, so you can get a delay game penalty taken off and running with that.
So they only used 3 seconds up on that with the short kick.
You still have 2 timeouts offensively. Let's get aggressive and go up the field a little bit with this. And shoot, if nothing else, you help your passing numbers, but get aggressive, go get it.
They have big plays. They have not as many today, but that's been really in their arsenal early in the season. Big play scoring. They've had 5 plays or less on 4 touchdown drives of 1:08 or less. Some big bombs, and they've got to pull that out now.
Out there on Versus Channel, we appreciate y'all watching. It's been a good game. We can't talk trash yet because we haven't sealed the victory.
That's John Goddard, very much aware that we're on Versus all year long here on UFL. That's complete. Step toe, got up to almost the 40-yard line. Clock running. Gain of 16. He's got 2 timeouts to go. Hurry up offense for McCown. They've got to move here. 120 and moving.
A lot of clock running here. Took a little while.
That was costly. That's complete again. That's Booker, about the 48-yard line. Gain of 9 in the play. Remember, Hartford needs 2 scores and they need 2 touchdowns. McCown looks left and right.
Florida more than happy to let him dump it off underneath and keep that clock running.
Now he throws as a receiver, but it's incomplete. He's looking for McBride. Diving, and it stops the clock with 52 seconds to go.
When the defense knows you have to go downfield with the ball, sometimes you have to do stuff to make it happen. And there, McCown pump faked the short receiver and gave himself a window, but then misfired on the throw.
He steps up in the pocket nicely, and he looks to the flat with a little pump fake and then goes up top. And because of the pressure by Moore, a little inaccurate with the throw. Might have been Wooten. Or Roten, Claude Roten.
3rd down and 1. Here's McCown with time. Throwing. This time he has a man.
Did it again.
Torres Johnson, gain of 18, and got out of bounds. That was efficient. 45 seconds to go.
Again, this time he messed with Dwan Tribble with a little pump fake and was able to lob it over his head and get a good gain and out of bounds. So we're under a minute mark here. 35-yard line.
When does he go in end zone?
Pretty soon. I'd have to put one up pretty soon for the end zone. This play or next play.
Got Marquis White, 6'7" receiver on the right. McCown looking left the whole way. And Booker could not grab it. He was trying to grab it and go out of bounds all in the same step.
As long as you could have gotten the ball out of it, the first couple plays killed him. Because he did check it down and get 10-yard gains. But the clock ran on both of them.
UFL's newest team will begin play next season in Virginia. They still need a name, and you can vote at UFL-football.com. Destroyers, Navigators, Tritons, vote at UFL-football.com for the new Virginia team. Doug Williams, Super Bowl champion. Washington is the GM of that new franchise we'll see next year. McCown, pressured by Clareman, will throw it away. Down to 32 seconds. Florida, the schedule, boy, all of a sudden, Doug, it goes in the other direction. They've had 3 out of 4 on the road. They've gone out west a couple of times. They've been within, 3 and 4 points of pulling off an undefeated start themselves. And now, all of a sudden, they get a bye, and then they've got 3 home games in a row.
Exactly. A bye game, a bye week. Get some guys healthy, home games, less travel, rested team, right back in the thick of things.
If they can finish this one off. McCown over the middle, Booker. And he couldn't get out of bounds. Tackled nicely by Kewan Ratliff.
And it's a 4th down situation, so they can't spike the ball to stop the clock.
Have 2 timeouts, but they should
have called one early in this drive.
Yeah. McCown blocked at the line, and that's it. So they never used any of the timeouts. And a very frustrating afternoon here for the Colonials. It started so brightly for them on that long drive to start the game off. We wound up only with a 3-point lead.
A lot of turnovers today, a lot of mistakes. The back-to-back fumbles by each of the quarterbacks for Hartford. Perilou came in, got stripped and fumbled. Josh McCown got stripped and fumbled.
Here's our Cutters catch of the game. It was a terrific catch, end of the first half, by Torres Johnson. One hand going up to make the grab. That's our Cutters gloves catch of the game. But reeling in the big one here are the Florida Tuskers, because they lost 2 tough games in a row. And looked like the script was going in a similar direction. They gave up the touchdown in the 4th quarter.
You know, all of a sudden, Hartford came down, cut it to a 3-point game, and Florida responded by going the length of the field. They only got a field goal out of it, but they shortened the game, got it down to 2.5 minutes left in the game, and a 6-point lead. Made it happen.
And they came out and played a tough club. The Hartford Colonials offense has been on fire. They had won their first game in convincing fashion and nearly knocked off Omaha. And Florida knew they really didn't say it was a must game, but it certainly looked like one if you looked at a 1-2 record coming into this game. Let's go back to Ryan Neese.
Hey guys, I'm here with Coach Gruden. Coach, there was a lot of mistakes, a lot of turnovers today, but your team found a way to win. How do you assess today's performance?
Well, it was good enough to win and get a big road win, which we needed. Our guys kept battling. Our offensive line's been under scrutiny all week, and we challenged them in second half, 3rd, 4th quarter. They showed what they're made of. They made some big holes, and Dominique Rhodes had an outstanding day, finding holes and hitting them, and hey, win's a win. Not perfect, but we'll take it.
Defensively, you guys came up with some big plays. How does it make you feel going into the bye that your defense is playing at such a high level?
Oh, they're great, man. The pass rush was there. The coverage was there. Josh McNown is playing at a very high level up until this game, and he'll probably recover, I'm sure, but our defensive line really got after him, made him uncomfortable where he could set his feet and go through his progressions, and that's what it's all about. Your defensive line, our defensive line, I believe, dominated the game today.
Coach, enjoy the bye week. Thanks for your time.
All right, thank you.
So the Florida Tuskers snapping their 2-game skid. Hartford Colonials now have lost 2. That's life in the UFL in year number 2. Anybody can win out here. Talk about the standings. We'll wrap it up. We come back to Hartford as the Tuskers win 33-20.
The United Football League on Versus is presented by Men's Warehouse, the official men's retail clothing store of the United Football League. Men's Warehouse. By AOL Fan House. For more information on the United Football League, go to fanhouse.com. And by Progressive Insurance, making it easy to shop for car insurance.
After blowing 2 fourth-quarter leads and losing 2 frustrating games to Sacramento and Vegas, not that story for the Tuskers on this day as they come back and win 33-20 and hang on after the Colonials made a little run at them in the fourth quarter.
Well, they answered the call in the middle of that fourth quarter with a long drive.
So
they're
here's
right
the standings,
back in the picture.
Right back.
You know, Florida moves to 2-2 within a game of Vegas, who is looking extremely strong right now. Their only loss coming to Florida, so they've split in their series. You know, no one's out of it. We've said since day one, anyone can beat anyone.
And the nature of these last 2 games, with Vegas winning this weekend against Omaha, and now Florida turning their season around because 3 of their next 4 are home. In fact, 3 in a row. And the feeling by many is you're going to have to get to about 5-3 to put yourself in a spot to get to the championship game. Top 2 teams will go. Numbers for the game. Florida said they want to rush it, and they did, led by Dominic Rhodes.
Dominic Rhodes wound up with 99 yards rushing, sealed the game with a touchdown run. The offensive line of the Florida Tuskers controlled this game, and they answered the call. They were challenged this week by their coaching staff, and they answered it.
Choppy game, some sloppy play. Colonials with 4 turnovers really cost them a couple of those in the second half. So Florida wins to snap their 2-game skid. These 2 teams will see each other again back on November the 11th in Orlando. Final score, Florida 33, Hartford 20. Tune in 2 weeks from now for our next UFL game on Versus, Saturday, October 23rd, 3:30, 12:30 Pacific, Omaha against Las Vegas. For Doug Flutie, Ryan Neese, Damon Hack, our entire crew, Greg Minovini saying so long on a beautiful autumn day from Hartford. You've been watching the UFL on Versus.